All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
An illegal alien was arrested in Mobile this past Monday and charged with a DUI crash that killed a person. That crash occurred on Sunday in Mobile. A male juvenile was declared dead within an SUV that had flipped on its side. Franklin Arena has been arrested. He's suspected of driving under the influence of alcohol. A fugitive from the law was found in Calera and arrested. Police were called to the area after a man was spotted trespassing at Glidewell Foundry. Roderick Wright was located on the property and then identified for a series of crimes, including car theft in Montgomery. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
CBS Tonight is NCIS Night with new seasons of NCIS, NCIS Origins, and NCIS Sydney.
Possible abduction of the Marines.
We need to move. Anybody is a potential target. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to figure out answers.
Whatever they're planning, it's going down here.
NCIS! New night, new missions.
It's a night you've never seen.
NCIS, tonight at 7 p.m. on WAKA.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
After damning politicians uphill and down dale for many years as rogues, vagabonds, frauds, and scoundrels, I sometimes suspected, like everyone else, I often expect too much of them.
Fugazi. You know what Fugazi is?
Fugazi. It's a fake.
Yeah, Fugazi, Fugazi. It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not real.
Right.
Now you conduct yourself in a democracy.
This is the Trump country. We live in the Southeast. We drink sweet tea. We don't drink socialist Kool-Aid.
Welcome into the program here on Overcast Tuesday, but I'm liking the temperature falling down. Say a prayer for everybody in Jamaica. My God. This Category 5, Melissa, it has made landfall in Jamaica, and it is a massive storm. Yeah, I was talking to Eddie. He, of course, has good friends there in Jamaica, and everybody's doing what they can, but at a certain point, I can't imagine being a tourist stuck there. And my worry wouldn't be about, like, my stuff. My worry would be about, I'm about to be taken as, like, a slave or something. So it's just harrowing as you look at the radar, you look at what is happening there in Jamaica. Whew. Y'all pray for those folks. They need it more than anybody else. Now, one thing I want to jump into to begin today, and I'm stealing this from a cranky rant from the writer, Matt Taibbi. Now, Matt Taibbi, in at least my memory, was at one time a lib's lib. He's always been a liberal guy, but he's also always had this element of the liberal political point of view that existed for a long time that I think in many ways the populist right has stolen. This idea of standing up against corporate power. The idea of, well, populists want to stand up for it. We could talk about the Trump administration themselves at another point. Again, it's all Fugazi, folks. It's all Fugazi. Things practically work out in a way very differently than the things people say. But Taibbi was great after the '08 bailouts, calling out the fat cats on Wall Street and all the big banks. And these were the days where you had a lib, a lifelong Democrat, who is calling out the big banks, and then you had the Tea Party at the same time calling out the bailouts of the big banks. And then Taibbi very early on was fantastic. Him and people like Glenn Greenwald was fantastic on the Russiagate hoax because they saw through this game, this this psychological warfare being run by the withering cathedral of the media, academia, and many aspects of the government. And so Taibbi, I think, is still at the end of the day a liberal. He's still a lib. But honestly, not all libs need to be owned. In fact, some libs need to be embraced. In particular, libs that actually love this country. There is the type of liberal that you can have the argument with of how big should the social safety net be. I think it's a little over the top and exaggerated the way people are talking about the ending of SNAP benefits coming up at the beginning of November. The well is run dry as we're into another day of shutdown, what Trump and team are calling the Schumer shutdown. But there are folks acting like there aren't a lot of people on SNAP that need to fast for a couple days. I don't want anybody to starve. But, some of y'all need to do some, not just intermittent fasting. You need to fast like you're a church father, a hermit in the cave, praying away the fat. That's what you need. But you can have these arguments over like how big should the welfare state be? How do we take care of the poor? How do we treat people that are criminals that we have convicted? How do we treat them in prison? How do we take care of the sick and the hungry? How do you do all these things? And you can have, I think, interesting arguments over what's the best way, what's the best system to go about it. But at the end of the day, you still kind of love America. America's got problems, but I love this country. Then there is a strain, and it's gaining more and more currency. Just look at Mondami in New York City. That is straight up Marxist recapitulation, Marxism rehashed, Marxism transformed. It's not the proletariat, the working class rising up against the evil capitalist class. No. Instead, we now have, many different sort of exploited and alienated and marginalized people that have now come together in one great coalition, and they are going to, destroy the rotten America that's been rotten since the beginning. And don't you know it was slaves? It was Muslim slaves that built America, right? Every war America has ever fought has just been bloody and wrong, right? Every statue put up, not just in these parts, but all around the country, must be torn down because it's just awful and wrong. It's just the original sin of this country. And we, of course, are the chosen people ready to steer America right in the back. Well, I gave the game away. It'd stab you right in the back. I think there are many people with bleeding hearts, with a liberal temperament, something that's not even rational, just how they are, that are fine people and love this nation. But there are some are just aging boomers, and y'all are just dealing, I think, more with personal issues that you're projecting onto the world, but don't we all do that? But there is this strain of, we just didn't do the socialism stuff right. We just didn't do the Marxist stuff exactly right. If you let the American left, the American progressives, the American Democratic Socialists of America, the American communists see through these ideas and ideals, we'll do it the right way, of course. So back to Matt Taibbi. He is now writing independently, and occasionally he will respond publicly to hate mail. And this person that wrote to Taibbi asked this question, because it's not just like, America and it's the sin of slavery, or America and all the inequality of all the different groups over the ages. It's also the capitalist system, right? We still hear plenty of that. A lot of kvetching about the capitalist system. So, a person asked Matt Taibbi, who is a lib, are you a card-carrying exceptionalist? I guess they're referring to American exceptionalism. Are you a card-carrying exceptionalist, Matt, that you believe this capitalist whorehouse of a country to be the most benign system for its citizens? Do you really believe the vitriol you pour on Marxism and its tenets and how terrible its effects have been in the world? Never mind that it has never once been implemented anywhere. Wow. Oh, it's been tried. Many places. Do you believe, Matt Taibbi? Do you believe America has been a great force for good in the world? If so, where? And see, this is the mentality I'm talking about. That America is not a force for good in the world. That 1776 was a mistake. That every victory won by the United States, the expansion westward, tragedy of war here on our own shores, hundreds of thousands dead, to end slavery. The building of this country truly through the Industrial Revolution, not built by slaves, but by free men, free laborers, who are willing to risk things in order to not only make a better life for themselves, but to build amazing, beautiful things. To provide to the everyday person while also building buildings that actually scrape the heavens. No, but none of this was a force for good in the world. That's the mentality that's out there. This has just been rotten from day one. And even when it's improved a little bit, it's still rotten and the oppression's still there, just underneath. You can hear the dog whistles, right? So again, this guy asked, do you believe America has been a great force for good in the world? If so, where? Matt Taibbi, a lib, responds. Let's see. Defeating the Nazis in Imperial Japan, accepting more refugees from Nazi Germany than any other country, inventing the polio vaccine, chemotherapy, the internet, nuclear power, cars, airplanes, movies, radio, electric light, frozen food, the phonograph, both the telephone and cell phones, rock and roll, jazz, hip-hop, TV, the transistor, the pill, basketball and volleyball, Star Trek and Star Wars, 425 Nobel laureates, free speech, free press, and freedom of religion, the adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Moby Dick, the Invisible Man, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, the Panama Canal, transoceanic communication, the poems of Frost Poe and Emily Dickinson, personal computers, the assembly line, landing on the moon, and rebuilding Europe, off the top of my head. I also like Mounds, bars, Cheerios, and football. What do I know? And you could quibble with stuff that Taibbi says were forces for good in the world. But the point is, there's a lot of good. And in fact, the world would be a much darker, less prosperous, and yes, less free place if not for the United States of America. So that freedom perfected in an absolutely perfect way and it can never be touched now? No. But there is this mentality out there that claims to stand up for the oppressed, that claims to stand up for the least of these, that claims to hate these bloody hierarchies and these inequalities and all these authoritarian figures that are just keeping us down and don't even want us to live in our free ways. And as they claim all that they hate the tyrant and love the oppressed, the whole time they're sharpening that knife to stab you in the back if you trust them and to become the tyrant themselves. There are too many folks out there. Maybe it's just human nature. And it doesn't just belong to Marxism or the left or the right in its excesses. It exists in every human heart. Too many people only know they're free when they have somebody under their thumb. Too many people only feel free when they can put somebody else in bondage. Put somebody else down. It's kind of like feeling good about yourself because you just watched an old rerun of Jerry Springer. Well, the fact that you might be doing better than the toothless hick who's had her fourth or fifth baby, and Bubba is actually, turns out, you're the brother and the father at the same time. That shouldn't make you feel better about yourself. That, in fact, when I watch crap like that, if it ever shows up in front of me, it makes me just feel sad about the world. But the idea is like, well, I can't actually be free on my own. I can't just follow my own conscience, my own beliefs, my own tastes, my own likes, and we can maybe build a beautiful society together. No, freedom means I get to command you to serve me. And the height of that irony is they will then say they are true public servants. So if you got to wonder, and we'll get into some of the just straight up politics here in a second today. When you see like the back and forth over the shutdown and the blame game and the pointing of fingers and all this stuff, I think just on the practical politics, the Republicans are driving a good point. And guess what? More and more people around the nation are agreeing. They're agreeing. Republican numbers are going up. Democrat popularity numbers are going down as the shutdown continues down this road, despite what Schumer says, oh, it's getting better in every way and every day. I think the left will only rise back up to prominence again is if you literally stop suggesting in all sorts of ways that America was never a good idea. It's been a rotten country forever. And the only way that it'll ever be better is if we burn it all down and you, the advocate of burning it down, get to be king and queen over the ashes. Does the average person believe that? I hope not. And I don't believe they do. But the folks running that party, running the media and all the infrastructure around that party, that's why more and more Americans are saying, y'all suck. In your weird, secularized Christian progressivism, y'all really will tear everything down. And you'll miss all the good from the everyday consumer products to the great literature to the pop culture, to not to mention the amazing wealth. Isn't it a thing, folks? Isn't it a heck of a thing, especially as we're talking about SNAP running out, that some of the poorest people we have in this country are some of the fattest? 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation. And I've just noticed this with liberals in my life, that I think some of them are oblivious to a rotten idea that is underneath their own party. This is not to say there aren't rotten things on the right. There are. But as much as the right is a circus of different opinions and argument and debate and all sorts of other things online, they ain't the ones in charge. Trump is in charge. But when it comes to the Democratic Party, the crazies are definitely in charge. And they're crazy because, again, they don't think America was ever a force for good. They think it was a bad idea in the first place. And that the more that we undermine and become less like America and more like the rest of the world, that's when we'll be much better, when we are brought to heel. Y'all keep selling that. But I suspect fewer and fewer will keep buying as they wake up to, oh, that's what you really mean. Interesting. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. And, of course, CNN, let me back it up with a clip here, is doing their latest polling, this Harry Inton guy. And they're talking about what are the numbers now that we're so many days into the shutdown, benefits are starting to run out. You got air traffic controllers doing press conferences. You got anonymous billionaires forking over money to cover active duty troops. Who's to blame in all this? And as I said weeks ago, it seems the strategy of the Democrats is to let the wheels fall off, and then all of a sudden people will start to realize it's Republicans' fault as things get worse and worse and worse. That we were never the party of they're always the party of cutting government. We're the party of being very generous with the government. So how could people blame us for shutting all this down? Well, let's listen in. How are the poll numbers doing?
Shutdown seem to have affected their political standing.
Yeah, you might think, given that the Republicans are in charge of both the House and the Senate, that a government shutdown might actually hurt the Republican brand. But in fact, it hasn't. If anything, it's been helped a little bit. Take a look here, the shift in net popularity versus pre-shutdown. When we're looking at the Republican Party overall, that brand actually up 2 points. That's within the margin of error, but clearly it hasn't dropped. Come over to this side of the screen. Look at the net approval ratings for Republicans in Congress. It's actually up 5 points since pre-shutdown. So what we're seeing here is the Republican brand in Congress has actually improved somewhat compared to where we were pre-shutdown, despite the fact that Republicans control. And that's the math that John Thune and Mike Johnson are looking at is, well, hey, why should we give, and electorally speaking, when our brand has actually improved a little bit?
Now, we say their position is getting better. With whom?
Yeah, okay, with whom? So I think it's two groups that it's so important to keep an eye out on. All right, change in the Republican Congress's net approval rating versus pre-shutdown. It's rallying the base for sure. Look at this, the net approval rating up 12 points versus pre-shutdown. But it's not just with the base. It's also with the middle of the electorate. Look at this, among independents. It's up 8 points as well. So we've got a situation here where Republicans with the shutdown are actually rallying their base, but it's also something that's not hurting them with the folks in the middle. If anything, it's helping them with folks in the middle. And this is the type of math that if you're Republicans, you like to see, right? Because something could rally the base but alienate those in the middle, or something could rally those in the middle but alienate the base. But the truth is, we're not seeing that. What we're seeing is the Republican brand has actually gotten better among independents, and it's also gotten better among Republicans as well, that Republican brand when it comes to those in Congress. So again, what's the electoral reason that Republicans would give in at this point?
And Democrats, of course, they have their eyes on the midterm elections. Yeah,
I mean, it is crazy, folks, that what are those numbers again? Since the shutdown, the GOP is up 12 points in approval amongst the GOP members. People that declare Republican are much happier with the Republican Party in the shutdown. But also the key, especially with midterms, is the independents. Up 8% since the shutdown in favor of Republicans. Independents thinking more highly of Republicans. I believe this is Quinnipiac, so it's not like it's, one thing if it's Rasmussen or whatever. Let's continue on. Hear them out for the rest of the segment.
We have elections 1 week from today, but what Democrats in Congress are mostly focused on are 1 year and 1 week from today from the midterm. So how are they positioned right now?
Yeah, so, I mean, look, the generic congressional ballot, which traditionally Democrats have done really well on, and if you look at this point back when Trump was president the first time around, Democrats are up 11 points. Look at where it is now. Democrats are ahead, but they're actually only up 3 points. This is, in fact, the worst position Democrats have been on in a generic ballot at this point in midterm when there was a Republican president in the last 20 years. And this is no different from pre-shutdown. So Republicans aren't losing on this metric either. They become more popular, and they're actually in a pretty good position for them historically when it comes to the generic congressional ballot.
This is a concerning number for Democrats, are you saying?
This is a concerning number for Democrats because it's considerably worse than they traditionally do in midterm elections when there's a Republican president.
Harriet, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Pretty crazy. Now, that's just one poll. You can take it or leave it. That's your right. But it doesn't seem like things are getting better for the Democratic Party. And I'm sorry, now that everyday people, because, people want to think what they want to think. But beyond, let's say, the ramifications for people's faith and the stirring within people, let's pray it is the spirit. The assassination of Charlie Kirk and now the reaction going on for weeks in moments big and small. If you can't see the good of Charlie Kirk, well, there's your problem right there. There's your problem right there. And you might be amazed at how many people disagree with you and can see the good of Charlie Kirk. People that aren't all that political either. Good riddance. Let the shutdown continue until some senators on the Democratic side of the aisle stand up and behave. And by the way, my main position is actually on this particular thing. I'm sorry, President Trump and all you GOP members playing on the team. Rand Paul's right about this. The way that we are treating the debt and deficit issue, well, it's a reflection of our people. That nobody actually wants to take their medicine and actually get this nation's house in order. We just want more stuff. And if you take away people's stuff, oh, they'll be very upset indeed. Well, we're testing that. And that's the kicker. As the Republicans in the White House, under Darth Vader, Russ Vogt at OMB, start actually taking away more and more programs as less and less money's coming in as the government continues to be shut down. What an amazing turn of events that Democrats are being blamed for taking away people's stuff. By the way, I paused there for a moment because there's literally nothing to weed eat in the bed right next to me, right on this other side of the wall. There's literally, why are you weed eating pine straw? Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings. And there at Dylan Rings, they want to remind you that they have their Ladies' Night. Yes, their annual Ladies' Night Out event at Dylan Rings is coming up soon, very soon. It'll be November the 6th from 5 to 8 p.m., 5 to 8 in the evening. And it is going to be their favorite night of the year. It really is a wonderful thing they put on. Grab the girls, raise a glass, and toast to Sparkle season. I believe there's going to be a chance to win all sorts of prizes and drawings, including a $2,000 sapphire and diamond ring. Pretty amazing. Definitely get your name in for that. First 50 ladies that show up to the Dylan Rings Ladies Night Out event called Diamonds and Denim and Desserts will get a swag bag, free swag bag. And of course, there are going to be all sorts of special deals throughout the store. They let out a great spread of hors d'oeuvres and just different things that you can snack on while you are perusing the beautiful jewelry inventory. Really is a great event. So get ready, put it on your calendar. Again, that's November the 6th from 5 to 8 p.m., 5 to 8 in the evening. And of course, their location is 119 Brown Springs Road, right here in Montgomery, just off Atlanta Highway. It's kind of like if you're going, I guess, east on Atlanta Highway, and before you get to Taylor Road, you take that turn like you're going into the AUM back entrance, like where the soccer fields and stuff are. Yeah, very quickly after you take that right turn off Atlanta Highway, you're going to see Dylan Rings there in that shopping center. So y'all get by there, and again, put it on your calendars. Ladies' Night out there at Dylan Rings coming up November the 6th. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Boo! Guess who? That's right. This is Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage, where we make mortgages easy. If your finances are haunting you, it's time to call Alabama Home Mortgage. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. What if I told you that the money you've been looking for all this time is in your home? This is no trick. By refinancing your mortgage, you may be eligible to lower your interest rate or eliminate monthly mortgage insurance. Would you like to pay off credit card debt, make home improvements, or fund a large purchase? A mortgage refinance may be the answer. What are you waiting for? If your current mortgage payment makes you scream, then it's time to call the Alabama Home Mortgage Team. Clear the cobwebs. Call me, Kim Williams, today at 567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The best pizza buffet in town just got better. In October, Pizza Perfect is rolling back the price to 2010. This month only, the buffet is only $10. Included on the buffet is pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink. Get it for lunch Monday through Saturday and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. If you've never been to Pizza Perfect, now's a great time to go. $10 for the buffet. Pizza Perfect. Available for pickup and delivery. Pizza Perfect on Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street has moved higher as more companies report their latest earnings ahead of a planned meeting later this week between President Trump and Chinese President Xi. The financial markets are hoping for a U.S.-China trade deal that will strengthen trade ties between the two countries. Shares of Amazon rose less than 1% after it announced it was cutting about 14,000 corporate jobs as it ramps up spending on artificial intelligence. UPS soared 12% after the package delivery company breezed past Wall Street's third-quarter sales and profit targets. Among the recent market expectations is that the Federal Reserve will keep cutting interest rates in order to give the slowing job market a boost. The Fed's next announcement on interest rates is just around the corner. It's due tomorrow. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas weather brought to you by Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Summer is over, but the deals are hot at Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Just $29 service fee for all your AC and plumbing needs. Better call Clark today. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a mostly cloudy forecast for today with a high temperature in the upper 60s. That's a little bit below normal. But I think we are dry through the evening hours tonight if you have plans. The risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms beginning in the overnight hours late tonight and continuing first half of the day on Wednesday ahead of a cold front. Low tonight, 53. Wednesday's high only around 62. Then much cooler air for the last 2 days of the month. Sunshine returns with only near to 60 on Thursday. Then for Halloween, we start off at 40 in the morning. Daytime high 65. Sunshine Friday, then a clear, cold Friday night with a low temperature in the upper 30s by Saturday morning. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I think the weed eating and blowing and mowing of empty flower beds with pine straw has subsided. I was about to tell Jose, though, that I'm calling ICE. Blowing around my microphone and around this studio, weed eating pine straw of all things. I'm calling ICE. Anyway, welcome back to the show. I wouldn't do something like that. Maybe I would. Don't try me. Now, focusing still on the Democratic Party. Looking at an early poll, like who might be the rising star for their party? Well, a poll was conducted in New Hampshire. And Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg is leading the 2028 Democratic field for president in New Hampshire. 19% of the Granite State poll backed Buttigieg, who, of course, ran in 2020. California Governor Gavin Newsom came in second. Wow. In the poll with 15% support. Of course, there's been a heated debate among Democrats on how to move forward from the chaotic 2024 election cycle. I don't think they've figured it out. But Vice President, former Vice President Harris earned 11 points in that New Hampshire poll. So it was Buttigieg, Newsom, the American psycho killer, and yes, Mamala, who is not hanging up her spurs, if she ever wore spurs, just yet. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this? Hello, anybody there? Well, that's just rude. Line two, you're on there. Who's this?
Hola, te llamo Icewood. Te llamo Yellowwood.
You dog, Eric the dog. How you doing, man?
We're doing all right. How you, man?
Oh, I was about to call ICE. I'm like, why? Seriously, it's empty flower beds. They removed the big bushes that were there. It's just old pine straw. Like, what are you doing weed eating it? Go away.
Cheaper than raking.
Fair enough. Good God. I'm calling ICE.
Hey, man, it stinks, you know. I probably can't say that. It might be considered, somebody might think that's racist, but somebody probably does.
Well, that ship has already sailed.
Yeah, you know, if you fit it, talk it. I'll get over it. Everybody knows me, don't care. So, how you been doing, Joey?
I'm all right. I mean, I'm I think going through some changes personally that aren't exactly comfortable, but I think are for the good and down the road. But yeah, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm trying to find a new state-sanctioned drug dealer that can work with a potential travel schedule, and very hard to do. Very hard to do.
Wait, I mean, can you share like kind of what you're talking about in specific if you feel comfortable doing that on there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I need to go to pain management. I quit going. I haven't been in like 6 or 7 months because they screwed me the last time I was doing that because I traveled a lot. And it was hard. They wanted me to come back every month from wherever I was to come see them so they could write me another prescription.
Wow.
And I can't do that. You know, I go places and people aren't going to pay for me to fly back, and I'm not spending $800 to fly back so they can write me a $60. I can pay $60 to see them, pay $30 worth of subscriptions, and then go back. You know, I need somebody who understands that, you know, they are state-sanctioned drug dealers, and they just need to monitor me and do whatever they're supposed to, and then leave me alone.
So because certain folks can't handle their opioids, and it's too many, you will now have to be constantly hassled when you're actually in pain.
Yes, that about sums it up.
That sucks.
That's a one-size-fits-all government for you. That's why that is bad.
Do any alternatives that are maybe legal in other states work at all?
No, because I have to contend with. That's what I've been doing, but I have to contend with drug streams at a job that are at the federal level, and you can't play with them. You can't hardly take any CBDs or anything like that at all.
Right. Have you thought about joining ICE?
You know what? I have thought about that, but I don't like running, and mostly I'm going to be like, hey, estamos aquí por ti, güey. Corre. I'm going to help them run.
Hey, if I sign up, can I ride a four-wheeler all the time?
Yes, sir. You know what? We'll even get you a gun and one of them badges, and we'll let you ride around. We'll give you one of those Spanish to English dictionaries. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. It won't even be anything to worry about.
Yeah, I'll say that's got to be miserable. Living with an old man, and I say that with love. I see just the natural pain he's dealing with, and even with him, like the amount of restrictions and just different things that they have to do for him to get any sort of options. And honestly, he's at the point where not even the stuff you're talking about actually works. But it's just crazy. Like, I've been in the pain management clinic, take my grandfather there, and I wait after he goes through a procedure, and you see the type of folks coming in, and I'm like, it just seems, I know people are trying to help, and I get the opioid crisis, but it also seems like we haven't hit the right balance yet. My God.
Well, I mean, I just had this discussion with somebody last night. Somebody wants to do that with themselves and they want to get high. You're going to have to outlaw paint, lacquer thinner. I don't know. You have to. You got to outlaw every freaking thing. Because if people are going to do it, they're going to do it. Yeah, bath salts. I can't smoke weed. Fine, give me some bath salt. I'll light that stuff up. Tastes great. Makes me crazy. People are going to outlaw alcohol. How well did that work for us? We got a whole amendment behind that. 2 amendments, as a matter of fact. It's ignorant, man.
Yeah, well, that's it is, and it's also this one size fits all fix to a national problem, and you're leaving a lot of folks in need behind.
Yeah, but they don't care. Just like they're doing to the people that are that actually need assistance with their SNAP and EBT and all that stuff. And I really don't care how anybody feels about that. Some folks need it, and there's going to be some fraud in it. So you're going to have to accept that. You're just going to have to accept that, people that need it. So fine. People are going to mess with the system, but they're going to mess with the system no matter what you do.
Now, have you ever
that's what I don't understand.
Met anybody on food stamps on SNAP where you're like, you probably don't need that?
I have worked with people like that.
Yeah.
And they were bragging about it. And that, made me want to call somebody on them, but I'm not that guy.
No, I remember, I won't out the person who did it, but it was the first summer I'm working at Parks and Recreation for Montgomery. It's the summer in between my freshman and sophomore year at Auburn University. And I'm back in Montgomery working the truck. There are a lot of good folks in the truck, like veterans and had served on recent tours and stuff. And one of the vets was like, oh man, you're only making that much money. You can go sign up for food stamps here. Like, just go to this website. You can get all sorts of money direct from the government. I brought up my dad. He almost punched me in the face.
Right.
He's like, no, I don't care that you don't make any money. We're supporting you for college. Shut up. And even if you're making 20-something thousand a year, don't do that, Joey. And I guess there's a certain pride there of like, don't even go down that road.
Yeah, if you can support yourself, sure, it's a struggle. Everything's a struggle, man. Just buck up, buttercup. I'll tell you what, 3 out of the 4 people in my house just found out that they're going to be getting laid off before the end of the year, probably. So, and I work 3 different jobs. So I'm really not interested in hearing other people's, boo-hooies, You gotta take what life gives you and get up and go on and just deal with it best you can, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I don't think you're alone. I think there are a lot of folks doing the best they can, and then there's a certain political movement that wants to blame folks like you doing the best they can, and you just look at them and go, hey, I'm broke too.
Right? My white privilege card's been taxed, buddy. I'm sorry, I ain't got nothing. I can't get nothing for free. Matter of fact, turns out it's pretty okay to make fun of me and discriminate against me and call me names and, do whatever you want to, because there's no recourse, because I have to bring Joe Biden back into the thing there for you, huh? How about that?
No, careful whispering into the phone that way. I don't think that I can't. We don't have a shower here.
Oh, lucky you, Joey. Lucky you.
That boy did a whole 2 hours of the radio with soiled pants. Hey.
All right, buddy. I heard you on here and I had me a minute, so I thought I'd call and talk to you.
Yeah, it's great hearing from you, dude. Really is.
All right, brother. Keep a good show out there, all right?
Later, sir. I'll try. I'll certainly try. Let's see. Let's try to go back to line 1. You're on there. Who's this? Is there anybody there at all, or is this just yeah, nobody's there. That's always disappointing. But I got to hit a break anyway. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services and their Pest Pro, Ashley, and that fantastic team. They are ready to help you with any of all of your pest control services, especially as we head into the cooler months of fall and winter. Not only are you going to see more spiders and all sorts of insects, they now have wildlife control services there at Pest Pro Services. So if you are hearing what you think might be a squirrel or, God forbid, a raccoon in the attic, or maybe it's a little chipmunk, but you're hearing stuff. It's a little mouse in the house. You're seeing little droppings and stuff. You're like, what the heck is that? In fact, that can be going on for a long time where you kind of notice something, like you never see the mouse itself, but you just notice odd things. Well, the beauty is now Pest Pro Services can help you with that wildlife control service they now offer. The job isn't just to remove. Of course, if you do have critters in your home, they will get them out of your home and do that exclusion work. But it doesn't stop there at removal. Once the immediate issue is resolved, they'll focus on exclusion, locating, and sealing the access points animals are using to get in. And they'll also assess the surrounding conditions around your property and your home that might be attracting wildlife in the first place that you're just not aware of. So if you're looking for this excellent new service there at Pest Pro Services, just get in touch with them direct. You can always learn it more at ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you. Got to hit a quick break. I saw and heard, and El Milliner's here in the studio. I like that shirt, sir. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Big news! Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital has a new name. But don't worry, everything you love is still the same. Now they're Pike Road Animal Hospital, still at 5148 Troy Highway, still the same great team you've trusted for years. Same friendly faces, same expert care, just a new name, and still offering boarding, grooming, and doggy daycare. Pike Road Animal Hospital, formerly Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital. New name, same heart. Compassion you know, care that you trust.
Looking for insurance, or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
This is James Cole with Cole Plumbing, and I want to thank Blue Water Broadcasting. I have been advertising with them for several years, and they have brought me quality business. I really appreciate them.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Live local talk. The River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. I'm your host, Joey Clark, and we have El Milliner now joining us here in the studio. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing awesome. How about you?
I'm all right. To me, it's just another day.
You know what? I'm not sure if the guy on the radio called in or something, but I was stopped outside. They thought I was an illegal. All right. they said we heard that somebody's blowing around some straw and stuff around here. Are you that guy? And I'm like, dude, it look like I'm that guy. You see a weed eater? Do you see a weed eater?
I'm sorry.
A leaf blower.
I'm sorry they asked for your papers.
I'm like, dude, like I got my, I got my
you
stuff.
See
And
where
I got
I'm coming from. There's nothing there. I'm calling ICE.
Hey, something's gotta be done.
Yeah.
Something has to be done.
Something does have to be done. We only got a few minutes and we can really get into it in the next hour. But what I've been sounds like you heard some of the show, been just contemplating is like the Democrats right now in the pitiful state, especially nationally, and I think it does bleed down to local as well. Like I try to think of like Democrats in the state of Alabama. Like I like Anthony Daniels a lot. I think Anthony kind of gets it in terms of economic populism. Look out for the working man, which one way you can do that is cut taxes. And I think there are a few others that might be able to rise up and actually take their party in different directions while still being Democrats. That said, when I look at the National Party, they seem to be run by the crazies right now.
That's right. And people like Anthony Daniels, it's a large feat to ask, because we saw what happened, right, with his whole race with Shamar Figures.
Yeah.
Anthony Daniels was a guy who already has a track record being in politics. He's well known, had a huge following, at least here locally in Montgomery. A lot of people were really pushing for him to get elected for that District 2 seat. And then Shamari Figures comes along with the whole history of like the mom, the dad, of civil rights and all that good stuff. And he just kind of took over, and we got to see the national finger, the control that they have, right?
Oh yeah.
We saw that firsthand with the amount of money that he had behind him, and he got elected. And it just so happens to be that I think a lot of times politics is about who has the better face to talk to people.
Sure.
And I mean, let's be honest, like Shamar Figures, young guy, handsome guy, pause. But he has that look, he has that swag about himself. Kind of like a lower tier, Timu Obama a little bit, I mean, and then you look at Anthony Daniels, he's an older guy. Sure, you got a lot of skin in the game, but you're kind of like, you had your day. Let the young guy come in. And so we're seeing from different angles, I can see this. Not going Anthony Daniels' way or anybody like him.
And that's just one example that we got to feel down here. But as I look at the National Party, there is this, and I'm sure you run into this in your discourse and your dialogues that you have with folks, like the mentality out there, and we can all be in a bad mood, but it's an undying mentality of America was never good. It's kind of like when you bring up the Make America Great Again, it's like, when was it ever great? And especially some folks go, especially for people like me, when was it ever great?
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, are you saying in a world of fallenness and sin and depravity and all the rotten things people do, there can't be greatness as well?
That's right.
Like, come on.
Everybody has obstacles, like it's crazy when people like look at themselves and say, people like me, I have it harder because I look a certain way or I come from a certain place. Like, man, look around the world. Like, look at people who have it much worse, right? And then in America, man, everybody has opportunity. Everybody has that. At the very least, like you can argue whether somebody had a head start ahead of you or whatever, but you still have the opportunity. The job that they got, you can still go and apply for that job. You can still go and assert yourself and say, be proactive and say, look, I can do that job too. That's still there. It's just this. The mentality is, woe is me, and so it's the government has kind of manipulated the situation and have really won because now people are depending on the government, whereas looking at them as a secondary or
and it's one thing like the people who genuinely need help, and I feel for them, especially that they're being kind of played because they're in a vulnerable spot and they just need some help. But then it's talking a little earlier, like how many folks on food stamps that probably don't need it?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I was talking to somebody. I'm like, I would argue that most people on food stamps don't need food stamps. I think that people, the elderly, of course, take care of the elderly, people that are, physically disabled or even mentally disabled, depending on what that situation looks like. I think those people should definitely be taken care of. I don't know. It's just certain class of people or certain types of people. Yeah. Sure. But, by and large, most of these people who are online mad and upset don't need food stamps for the most part.
And I'm like, some of y'all need to fast.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't mean for months, but at least take a few days off.
That's right. That's right. I mean, you won't die.
Yeah,
you won't die.
Take a bath, read the Bible or something.
Yeah,
it'll be all right.
Cleanse your body, cleanse your brain. Because a lot of people need some brain cleansing. All right. Yeah. Just take a little break. It's all right. You'll be okay. All right, you'll be okay. Especially if you're a believer in God. Why are you worried? Don't be worried.
Don't be troubled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we got to hit this top of the hour break. We'll be right back. If you want to get in on the conversation with myself and Al, 272-9228.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump is still in Asia and trying to work out some trade deals with the partners in the region. He's expected to walk away with a number of key deals, including for Japan to buy more U.S. soybeans, if at all possible. He'll also try to get the same commitment from China. If he has his way, that's what he'll walk away with. He also may manage to get a sit-down with the North Korean leader, Kim Jong-un. Hurricane Melissa is hammering Jamaica today, racing toward Cuba. The Category 5 storm brings catastrophic winds and flooding as it moves north-northeast, and Cuba is the next likely target, and other smaller islands in the way the Bahamas and Bermuda could also face a risk. Another vote, another failure as far as ending the government shutdown today. The 13th failed vote came today as Democrats refused to go along with Republican plans to reopen the government. This is SRN News.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of the Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a mostly cloudy forecast for today with a high temperature in the upper 60s. That's a little bit below normal. But I think we are dry through the evening hours tonight if you have plans. The risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms beginning in the overnight hours late tonight and continuing first half of the day on Wednesday ahead of a cold front. Low tonight, 53. Wednesday's high only around 62. Then much cooler air for the last 2 days of the month. Sunshine returns with only near to 60 on Thursday. Then for Halloween, we start off at 40 in the morning. Daytime high 65. Sunshine Friday, then a clear, cold Friday night with a low temperature in the upper 30s by Saturday morning. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Federal SNAP benefits will be suspended as of November 1st due to the government shutdown. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program pays out approximately $140 million each month to more than 750,000 people in Alabama. 22.5% of Montgomery residents receive SNAP assistance. That's almost 1/4 of our population in Montgomery. A fugitive wanted in Montgomery for car theft has been apprehended in Calera for a series of other crimes. Roderick Wright was arrested Monday after he parked a stolen car on the shoulder of I-65, then entered an industrial plant. Wright was charged with trespassing, resisting arrest, and public intoxication. Wright is also charged with motor vehicle theft in Montgomery. The Winn-Dixie stores in Montgomery and Wetumpka will soon become Piggly Wiggly Food for Less locations. Southeastern Grocers announced last week the closure of nearly all of its Winn-Dixie locations outside of Florida. The Winn-Dixie in Prattville has already been announced as a Piggly Wiggly. A sale of the Millbrook store is currently still pending. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
CBS Tonight is NCIS Night with new seasons of NCIS, NCIS Origins, and NCIS Sydney.
Possible abduction of the Marines. We need to move.
Anybody is a potential target. We're going to do what we do, and we're going to figure out answers. Whatever they're planning, it's going down here.
NCIS! New night, new missions.
It's a night you've never seen.
NCIS, tonight at 7 p.m. on WAKA.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Again, I'm your host, Joey Clark. In the studio with me, we have L. Milliner.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's a vibe right there.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
No, that
you come through with the little beats, man.
Yeah, that's just a hobby. It's just like lay down the drum beat, then add stuff.
Hey, man, wish I could do it.
It's fun. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
And let's remind folks, you are the host of the Captain's Quarter Show online.
Yeah, check me out, folks, on Facebook and YouTube. You can look me up by my name, L. Milliner. But I host the Captain's Quarter Show, and where I discuss news, politics, hot topics. I give y'all straightforward, honest commentary. All right, I don't mince too many words about what's going on in the city, Alabama, and sometimes I extend it, talk about the nation too. Like, big time politics, but I kind of keep it local.
So just to remind folks, the Alabama Department of Human Resources received guidance from the U.S. Department of Agriculture on Friday on the suspension of SNAP benefits for the month of November due to the federal government shutdown. Recipients will be able to use benefits issued to their electronic benefit transfer, EBT card, before November 1st at any SNAP authorized retailer. How much can you get on EBT? Seriously, like I've never been or even messed with or known.
Man, when I was in retail, I used to see people with like $1,000, $2,000.
Damn.
They come into the store, they fill up a cart or two, spend $300-$400, and then receipt will show them a balance of well over $1,000, $2,000.
And I guess people get more if they have kids and like
yeah. So I think
stuff.
I think if they have the more kids you have, and then I don't know. It seems like maybe it's a thing where I don't mean to step on any toes, but like if you have like kids with multiple people, I don't know. I think it kind of adds on to it. It seems to be. I don't know. So y'all let me know.
But the Alabama Grocers Association, man, we got an association for everything.
Yep.
Like those meetings have to be like real fun, right?
Uh-huh.
But the Alabama, actually, I want my favorite thing because I'm just stupid and sophomoric is every time I go into Publix, I'm like, meat manager. I wonder if there's an association of meat managers. But the Alabama Grocers Association called on the congressional delegation from the great state of Alabama to take, quote, immediate bipartisan action to end the ongoing government shutdown and ensure the continuation of critical nutrition assistance programs, including SNAP and Women, Infants, and Children, the WIC programs. The government shutdown threatens food security for hundreds of thousands of Alabamians, said Ellie Taylor, president and CEO of the Alabama Grocers Association, saying that these programs are lifelines for working families, and our grocery retailers are the backbone of communities across Alabama, ensuring families access to nutritious food. That's a little over the top.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they say the USDA put it this way, saying, quote, bottom line, the well is run dry. At this time, there will be no benefits issued November 1st. We are approaching the inflection point for Senate Democrats, and they can continue to hold out for health care for illegal aliens and gender mutilation procedures or reopen the government so mothers, babies, and the most vulnerable among us can receive critical nutrition assistance. And so it's quite a thing that Democrats are being blamed for government benefits going away. I never thought I'd see that.
And the irony is crazy.
Never thought I'd see
the
that.
irony is ridiculous, but that's kind of how it goes, man. I mean, this is nothing new. But hey, all the people that were, doing the whole scheming and scamming thing with the EBT and selling food stamps and lying on the application and stuff, y'all have kind of made it into this situation, where there's so much corruption involved in it that at a certain point something has to be done.
Absolutely.
Something has to be done. We had to clean house, start back over. The right people who actually need the assistance, get them in there, because I know people thought I was kind of harsh about the whole situation. I ain't said too much about it, but what I did say, people took that kind of hard. But the thing is, there are individuals that need it, families that need it. I do understand that. And we just need to have the right people that are getting the help.
And then also, it's usually part of the farm bill. And so what this is in certain ways is this interesting pass through that ups the bottom line and food prices to a certain level for all these massive food corporations. And what's happening is, so you got a bunch of kids. Those kids are being fed highly palatable foods. And how I think of that is like, I can eat an entire party size box of Oreos in one sitting. I shouldn't. That's like 3,000 something calories.
Yeah. And you're going to go right back and buy another one.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's so palatable. It's like, I'll just keep on going. And I think a lot of this assistance goes to these sorts of foods that are causing diabetes and all sorts of other metabolic syndromes that, especially how young kids are now starting to develop these problems. It used to be stuff of old people.
That's right.
Pretty crazy. So there's an element of this of like, okay, when the Grocers Association says we're the backbone, I'm like, are we actually providing people like nutrition, or are we providing people nutrition while y'all are continuing to be fat cats yourselves as the people you so-called serve get fatter and unhealthier along the way? No, I think and to your point, there's also outright fraud. I do wonder how many folks that are here illegally are actually sapping from the system in one way or another in some scheme. But at this point, I'm kind of like, hey, Democrats in the Senate, just vote for the continuing resolution and this will all be over.
That's right. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
And anybody that's looking at it any other way around, put blame where blame belongs. Stop bringing up Trump. Like what? Trump is not the end all be all to this situation. He doesn't make or break the situation. There's a Senate vote. That's who decides this. So the Democrats have the ball in their court, and they're choosing to hold on to the ball and not play ball.
So we'll just continue to watch and wait. I'll put it this way: I'm fine.
Are you
all right?
Yeah, I'm. Hey man,
good?
I'm kind of hungry, man. I'm kind of hungry, man.
Like seriously,
No,
like
hey.
I fast. I go days where I don't.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
on
hey,
purpose.
today I haven't had anything to eat. Yeah, I got this water.
Yeah.
I've been drinking this water. It's my second bottle.
Right.
So I probably go. See how long I go. I mean, sometimes it's good to like do that because you really don't have to eat like all the time. You just don't.
And it is a shame too when like the government programs go by the wayside for just a little while, how hard up the food banks are. And I think it's because, well, given that most folks don't rely on y'all, they rely on that EBT card.
That's right.
Then your capacity to really take care of folks who normally don't rely on you is just not going to be there. And I think we lose something when it's not as local and there's not as much buy-in. Like if you want a meal, hey, can I also preach you the gospel a little bit? Or, hey, do you want to help out volunteering with this thing down the street? There's a lot more of that goes on if you don't just get it in your account and you get to swipe it and go buy all the Oreos.
And that's where the real like assistance is anyway. Like a lot of it is local. A lot of churches that have food pantries, and you got these organizations that go around the schools and give out food, and it's just that's where a lot of this is made up anyway, made or I guess compensated for.
Yeah.
Is there. But for whatever reason, the mentality is, hey, the government's supposed to be, I got a card. All right. My card has state of Alabama on it. I'm supposed to be able to go and swipe this card for whatever it is that I want. People think that they can go and swipe that EBT card, man, for alcohol, cigarettes, all kind of things. And for a while, you could actually get around. I don't know if they still can, but I know, in my days, I used to see people trying that, and yeah, man, it's the mentality is what it is, and unfortunately, we need to be weaned off of the system.
I had somebody text me, I'll tell you off air, saying Elle Milliner is one of my favorite conservative voices in the state. And I just now realized, it's Elle. This person said, I always thought it was like Eli, but it's Elle. But thank you for schooling me.
Yeah, thank y'all. Who's it?
Erica Thomas.
Oh, what's up, Erica? Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah. So my name for people who don't know, my name is Ellis. Yeah. All right, that's my real name, Ellis. But it's not spelled the typical way, so people don't know how to pronounce it.
Spell
Elis.
Eli or I?
I.
Just one L.
Yeah, just one L.
Okay.
And it throws everybody off. They want to throw a V in there, call me Elvis. They want to put an A in there, make me Elias.
Right.
So anyway, hey, just L. You can't really mess that up.
Elijah? Really? Elijah? No.
I've heard all kind of things, man.
Well,
all kind.
Always appreciate you listening, Erica.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Let's jump to line 3 in a second when I go to the mayor. You're on there. Who's this? Sorry, anybody there?
Hello?
Yes, you're on there.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up? Who's this?
Robert.
Hey, Robert, how you doing?
How you doing?
Hey, guys. I want to ask you guys a couple questions. Okay. There is a criteria for getting on food stamps, right? Because I know I don't meet any of the criteria. So there's got to be a government guideline to get these people this stuff. So who do you blame the fault on? The government or the people that y'all said don't need it?
I would say a little bit of both, actually.
That's right.
But see, if they got to meet the criteria. You got to meet. You just can't walk up there in the morning and say, I want some food stamps. You got to fill out some kind of application. You got to show some kind of criteria. So did the government make it that simple so they'll have a department where they can get funded, where they can get jobs, and they can maintain their style of living? Did they set these criteria so low that anybody that can meet it can get it? It was a bureaucracy that they made up for themselves and hoping that others come and join in on it.
Well, I'm searching for it, and I'll have an answer on the criteria and the standards initially. But I'd imagine what's happening is some folks meet those standards, but then it creates this whole secondary market where money is fungible. And I'd imagine there's also a whole, say, unreported market of economic activity where cash is king. And there's,
So, like
you know.
So let's basically like this here. I was over the fairs for one Indian said he was the last of the Mohicans. So my best job is make sure that Mohican stay alive so I can keep my job. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like whoever hands out these food stamps just disregard all the criteria and just give it away so they can keep their job.
Well, the thing is, when you fill out the application, it asks you certain questions, right? About your income and your household size, how many people work, all that, right? And then after you put in the paperwork, you do a phone interview. So they follow up on the questions to see how consistent your answers will be. So the thing is, people can lie, and you can get around, which people do that all the time, because clearly, like I said earlier, most people who have food stamps really don't need food stamps, but they're lying so that they are able to gain the extra $100, $300, whatever it is a month.
So what we're saying is the ball is being dropped at the office where I lied at. So somebody needs to find out if I'm lying.
Or the criteria might be too open and liberal.
There you
letting
go.
Too many people in.
There you go. Like you said, the criteria is kind of open, so there's room for somebody to kind of fudge the numbers a little bit.
Fudge the numbers, and then the follow up is fudge because feel like they're not following up properly.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, we can't overlook the amount of fraud that goes on. Like once people do get it, even people that need it, there's fraud that associated with that, like what Joey was talking about with the whole people buying it with cash, and you just got
that I have seen that personally. I have seen people go out and purchase the food, then turn around and sell it for the cash.
Yeah, definitely. Which is from my understanding, that's a felony. I mean, that's a federal offense.
Yeah, right. So what we got to do is, like you said earlier, we got to tighten up the criteria. Make sure the elderly is being taken care of. Make sure the mental people being taken care of. Make sure the physical unable to work is being taken care of first. If you take all that first, there won't be no room for the rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. If we do everything right first, take care of the people that the program was meant for first.
So I'm looking at you qualify if low income, most families in Alabama, if your max gross monthly income is $1,700. Yeah.
A lot of people qualify on that, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if that's right. That doesn't seem correct to me.
Well, anyway, guys, y'all just keep up the good work, but we definitely need to tighten up some of these government programs by we need a third-time check. You need a third-party check, not just the person that's sending it out, not just the legislators that set it up. It needs to be a way to check this thing yearly, at least yearly, do a full audit.
Yeah, we need an Alabama version of Doge come in here and do a whole bunch of digging and auditing.
But see, now they're not gonna lie there because you got to understand, this is the only state that really lives off the Fed and the state. We don't have any gambling or nothing that can bring other funding in. We pay for food twice. We buy it in time, pay the state for buying.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the call, Robert. I'm going to keep looking into this. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not giving me a very clear answer because there's going to be work rules. There's going to be you have to have a low savings rate, like a $3,000 max or $4,500 for elderly or disabled. And many states there's no limit. So some of the rules are going to be set at the state level. The general rule is 130% of the federal poverty line is the idea here. So interesting.
Yeah, and I think it kind of changes. So I'm sure 5 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever it's saying now about your monthly income is probably way lower. It's probably gone up a bit because of everything else that's gone up.
Yeah, generally, gross income has to be less than 130% of the federal poverty level, and net income less than 100% of that same marker there. And in elderly disabled households, only net income applies.
And so, a lot of people are going to lie and say, well, I got 2 people in my house that I take care of. They could be adults. It could be like, you could say elderly people. Like, how they going to really prove that these people don't live with you? Like,
right.
I mean, at the end of the day, because the law is once somebody's been at your home for like 30 days or something like that, a continuous being there, they're under your roof. So at that point, you have to evict them. So as long as a person is with you a certain amount of time, you can just claim them and say, hey, I'm taking care of that person. They don't work, I take care of them. So that's more benefits.
I'm typing in here, max you can make yearly to qualify. And but yeah, it does apply to any kids, any dependents you got living with you, including older folks, elderly and disabled. And so that number can go up and up the more folks you have in that household. But to your point, are you actually proving how many folks are actually in your household?
Yeah.
And I'm looking for like just a straight up answer. But as it is with a lot of these things, like I don't know what the federal poverty level is off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't either.
When they say 100-something%.
I mean, I want to say used to was like 16,000 a year.
Okay.
Something like that, 18,000 a year. I want to say something along those lines.
Okay. So gross income before taxes for most families, deductions often let you qualify over these, but a family, just one person, the max you can make a year is $20,352. Okay. That's just one person.
Yeah.
There were some years when I first started in radio. I was about there. 2 people, 27 grand, give or take. 3 people, 34 grand is the most you can make. 4 people, 41 grand. 5, 48. 6 people, 56,000. And it continues to go up. And it gets more generous if you are elderly or disabled.
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, you're looking at... if you're a family of 2 and you're only making 27 grand a year, that's tight. But you can get up to a good bit a month, and that's not the only program of stuff you can get. And sometimes I do feel for folks who aren't dumb. They're just following the number. They're like, wait, if I go get this job, I'll be making less money after I lose all these benefits on the other side of it.
Right.
It creates this poverty trap, as they call it.
Yeah.
And honestly, if somebody's kind of looking at that, that's why I said both earlier to Robert. It's there is a little bit of a pride point to this. Like you can be broke and be like, I'm not messing with this, even though I'm broke.
Yep.
And, I get that some people do need to rely on it, but there's also a mentality that goes, there's a difference between being poor and being broke.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a real mentality there, but
you gotta want to do better for yourself. You gotta want to do better for yourself. And so oftentimes it's just not, that will to like want to do better and provide for yourself. It's just not there for a lot of people.
Yeah. And you can go into all the reasons why, but hey, in a second, we got to hit a break. But of course, I want to get into it with you about what the mayor said on Todd Stacey's show on Capitol Journal, defending Donald Watkins Jr., trying to hire Donald Watkins Jr. to this position for $120,000 a year. We'll add a fuller quote in a second, but he said, my thought was quite simply, he's overqualified for the position.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at all that he said that. Before I hit this break, this part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you out with buying or selling property here in the River Region real estate market. But not only is it buying and selling, Bo and the team can help you if you want management services to rent out your home. It's a great idea. If you own property, you don't want to live in it, want to rent it out, have it as a performing asset. Well, why not have true pros there at the Goodson Group do that for you? Bo has developed a unique understanding of the River Region real estate market. He's been working in this area for 50 years or so now. Pretty great career, and he's been helping folks all those decades. Again, buying, selling, as well as managing rental property. If you want to learn more, you can always go to thegoodsongroup.com or give him a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, great sponsor of the program.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs. At Adams Drugs, we offer a wide variety of services, including delivery, compounding, wellness clinics, and immunizations. Now is the time to visit any Adams Drugs location and get your flu shot. Getting an annual flu shot can help prevent you from getting the flu, reduce the severity of symptoms if you get the flu, and prevent serious complications such as hospitalization and death. Getting your flu shot at Adams Drugs protects you from getting sick, but it also makes sure that those around you, especially those at high risk, remain safe. Each year, up to 49 million people in the U.S. contract the flu. Depending on the flu virus's severity, deaths as a result of flu complications could skyrocket to 79,000 people nationwide. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for a location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking to a lion tamer. What up, Wild Kingdom? I see you're working with the big cats.
That's right, man. They're ferocious. Down, Garfield, are no tender victuals for you.
I'll bet you've made so much money that you've had to hire yourself a money man.
Yeah, man, and I've hired the best.
You mean the man who could quite possibly be the most beloved asset preservationist in the world?
That's right, man. David Ernest.
The money man with the money plan.
Yeah, Daddy-o, and you can call him toll-free at 833-596-7233.
And those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
Yeah, man. Mr. Jinx, stop that. That's disgusting.
Tell me, how did you get into this business?
Well, my Uncle Claude, who was also a lion tamer, taught me everything I know.
And what was your Uncle Claude's last name?
Badley.
Claude Badley.
Yeah, excuse me. I gotta go scoop out the litter box.
Make sure you get that joke while you're at it.
Christmas open house days at Cafco Outlet are coming soon. Shop Thursday, October 30th through Saturday, November 1st to take advantage of great deals. Enjoy refreshments and door prize registration. On Saturday, we have music by Brian Brantley and back-to-back designer demos featuring our talented designers. Want early access to Christmas bargains? Shop now because we've already discounted our merchandise to our open house prices. Shop now while selection's at its best to avoid the crowds and the rush. Your best deal is at Cafco Outlet on the Wetumpka Highway.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication on your accounts, report phishing, and update your software on all your devices. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes identity theft, guaranteed or your money back. So stay smart, stay safe, and stay protected with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use the promo code BECK. Terms do apply.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. Even in the digital age, radio remains the most powerful reach medium for connecting with audiences. Its ability to engage listeners, reach a wide and diverse audience, and create real emotional connections sets it apart from other forms of media. Radio's adaptability and easy access ensure its continued relevance now and in the future. Want to learn how radio can work for your business? Visit BlueWaterBroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a mostly cloudy forecast for today with a high temperature in the upper 60s. That's a little bit below normal. But I think we are dry through the evening hours tonight if you have plans. The risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms beginning in the overnight hours late tonight and continuing first half of the day on Wednesday ahead of a cold front. Low tonight, 53. Wednesday's high only around 62. Then much cooler air for the last 2 days of the month. Sunshine returns with only near to 60 on Thursday. Then for Halloween, we start off at 40 in the morning. Daytime high 65. Sunshine Friday, then a clear, cold Friday night with a low temperature in the upper 30s by Saturday morning. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I'm your host, Joey Clark. El Milliner in the studio with us. And where we left off, El.
Man.
The mayor.
Oh, mayor.
Now, for folks who don't know what we're talking about, Todd Stacey asked Mayor Stephen Reed about all the pushback he was receiving from trying to hire Donald Watkins Jr. for small business development director for $120,000 a year. And actually, I think Todd's question is a good one. What's the reasoning behind it? Why, especially because he was caught up in that fraud scheme, went to jail as a result of that. Why? Just reading what Reed said. I think that for us, we always look for the best talent in every position. Stop me whenever you want to. Whether it's police chief or economic development director. We do usually national searches. This is one of that because it's not a cabinet level position. We didn't do as wide of a search as we would for a cabinet position. But I've known Donald Watkins Jr. and his family. I mean, probably since elementary school, known their legacy here in Montgomery with his grandfather being the former president of Alabama State University. Obviously his father serving the city council, on the city council and being a very successful lawyer. But more importantly, the family's willingness and interest in Montgomery has always been there. Donald Jr. has one of the best pictures that I wish we had taken some time ago with Mrs. Rosa Parks on our birthday that he shows quite often. I've met Mrs. Parks, but we never had the Polaroids back then. So far, like he's asked about, that's the answer so far.
Yeah. He said that because it wasn't a high, like a cabinet position.
Yeah.
They didn't do a national search because they normally would do one.
Right.
Stephen Reed has been a big proponent of small businesses. Like he's talked about that a lot.
Sure.
Throughout his first campaign and second campaign. So this small business development director position, like that seems to be something that you would think he would be very invested in trying to make sure he gets the right person for this type of position.
Right.
And he goes and chooses I would say the worst type of a candidate for it.
The mayor continues saying, I tell my sons now, we had the camera phones. I would have, had we had the camera phones, I would have had a number of those shots with Rosa Parks, but they knew the Parks family through Dr. Watkins. And they knew them through his father. And so they have given back to the community, in a lot of ways. And when I thought about the position, I said, well, I know somebody who started and sold 2 businesses at a significant profit here in Montgomery. They went to Birmingham, started their own insurance practice under the State Farm banner, did very well. and then got into banking. I said, what better person to have for small business development than somebody who has actually practiced it and implemented it? Somebody who not just talks about it in theory or is an administrator or a bureaucrat, not to use that word derogatorily. You should, Mr. Mayor, use it derogatorily.
Yep.
But somebody who's actually done it, who's got real world experience. And my thought was, quite simply, he's overqualified for the position. He's had a significant 30-year career in small business, entrepreneurship, and then corporately, and he's made some mistakes of which he's been accountable for. He's paid his debt to society. He's acknowledged his challenges and what he did wrong. And I believe we all serve a God of second chances. And I believe that we owe that not only to people who we hired before and maybe different types of positions in the city administration who have had a conviction or background there, but if we can have someone who we ordinarily could not get from the private sector to help us with small business development, why not do that?
Oh, he said that there were other people that have background issues that they hired.
It sounds like.
Say some names, sir. We need to know these names. Like what positions are they in?
Yeah. He goes on to say, and I thought that it would be a good opportunity for us to both get somebody that we otherwise couldn't, but also somebody from Montgomery who's been ingrained in the process over generations in Montgomery's progress to really bring his experience and acknowledgement of mistakes and imperfections to that position to help those that are really trying to start their businesses understand from his successes, but also his failures.
Yeah, man. So go get the best guy for the job, man. A convicted felon. All right. Fraudster. Like a guy who was in cahoots with his dad to steal, I think it was $10 million from people like Charles Barkley and other like celebrities and, high profile individuals. That's the guy that we want to come into Montgomery and lead a small business development.
And to be clear, it's not like, I'm going along and I don't know this is wrong.
Exactly.
It seems to be laid out in court very clearly. This was premeditated and they knew exactly what they were doing. Absolutely.
The dad had 10 counts and the son, the one that he appointed, had 2 counts.
Yeah.
This is cut and dry. It's not like wrong place, wrong time. Somebody was doing something. He had no idea about it. That's not the case.
So it seems like he's going to continue to push this through. The personnel board will have to vote on it, I guess, next month. But especially I think it's Commissioner Seal who initially said it's one thing to hire him. It's another thing to hire him at a stepped up basis of $120,000 a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I see the mayor here said he paid his debt to society. I have looked far and wide. I haven't been able to find it. Like, has the restitution been paid? Now it's joint restitution.
Yeah. 13 million, right?
Yeah. 13.85 is what the liable exposure for Watkins Jr. It's a little over 14 million for senior.
Yeah.
So father's a little more liable than the son, and rightfully so when you look at the case.
Yeah.
But you got to wonder, has that restitution been paid back?
That's what I'm wondering that.
So you paid your debt to society. Did you pay the debts to the people you wronged?
Yeah. This is just, man, what a mess.
Right.
What a mess this is. You would kind of think that Mayor Reed would really kind of think this out and not go that way. But then it's like, it's Mayor Reed though.
Well, and now I've got people texting me and wondering, is this the reason the chief of staff, Jeremy Reed, left in a pretty dramatic way?
Oh, no, it could be, but there's so much going on, man. Right. So much going on behind closed doors that people really don't know about. I've heard whispers about, not going to speak on it, but there's this thing, a lot is going on, a lot. So, yeah, it could be Jim Reed could have left because of this. He knew this pick was going to happen, or something else,
272-9228. It's just, it's frustrating to see that this is where we're at. I think the major problem isn't just one hire. I think it's generally the issue is a lack of leadership and communication in an effective way, especially when the cameras are off.
That's right. That's right. Isn't he a big proponent of being transparent?
I'm sure he'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would say so. I mean, he said it I don't know how many times about being transparent. You would think he'd be transparent about this and say, look, I'm thinking about, this guy. You know, kind of get the people's feedback.
Right.
Or small businesses in the city. Talk to them, have a little meeting with them. Hey, I'm looking at going in this direction right here. Those are the people who are going to be impacted first and foremost.
Yeah, and I see this particular hire as it's a big middle finger to the white GOP establishment. It's like, you know, the hell with y'all. I knew y'all were going to say this. A lot of y'all are crooks too, and you've hired people too. And so we're going to do what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And he spins it as like, what a great opportunity. I'm sorry. If I'm trying to start a small business, there's no way I want to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, what are you even talking about here? And at a certain point, you got to wonder, like, why do we even need a program like that? Now, they have all sorts of reasons, but
yeah. Well, I heard Zemanski speaking on that and talking about the benefits of having that type of development department to kind of help small businesses along the way who maybe have questions about certain things, about funding or whatever the case. I mean, I hear that, I understand that, but it's just always the government. The government's always inching further and further, trying to have their hand in everything that goes on, man, for people in their private lives and their businesses, and just like kind of like, hey, man, kind of just got the way, you know, let me do my thing. And there are other resources out there. It's like it's not.
No, and I'm starting to realize, like my father, he'd talk sometimes national politics. Really hated taxes, being a small business owner himself. Hated federal taxes because he's like, I'm working how many months a year just to pay the Fed? And the one thing I noticed, especially looking back, is he never mentioned state politics. And he definitely never mentioned local politics. And I think the reason is like, I'm not part of the club. And this was years ago. This would have been 90s and early 2000s. The only time I can remember him mentioning a local thing is he's a civil engineer. So he does like planning out things, and they were trying to build a new school, the Montgomery County School Board. And he remembers presenting his proposal to him. Actually, was making the case I could save y'all money. Like, it's kind of my gig. Like, I've worked multi-million-dollar projects that went wrong, and I get them back on track, or I'm pretty good at what I do. And I believe it was Beverly Ross at the time who was on the school board who said, Mr. Clark, how many minorities do you have at your company? And I think my dad said, well, there's Danny, who looks like me, and then there's Jose and Chen. Like, I got a Mexican guy and a Chinese guy. And I don't think that was what Beverly Ross was looking for. He didn't get the contract. And it's stuff like that where I'm like I'm starting to realize, why did my family never even talk about this stuff? Because I can't prove it. But part of it to me just seems like it's, well, all government. It's a gang of thieves writ large.
Yeah. It's a look, you got to play ball.
Yep.
At the end of the day, you got to play ball. If you're not playing ball, move to the side, and they're going to find somebody that's going to play ball.
Yeah.
And you know, and further their cause.
And that's the way of the world. Unfortunately, I don't know. I wish we could had an America where it wasn't about the pull and privilege and who you know. It's more about what service do you have to offer, what product you have to offer, what quality, what merit do you have to present. But in many ways, and you know, we're picking on the city of Montgomery. I look at Goat Hill, like the state capitol, state house over there here in Montgomery. Oh my goodness, it's on steroids, and it gets even worse if you go federal. So we're picking on Montgomery because we live here and they deserve to be picked on.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. My critique is up and down the ladder. And it's just a shame to see it in my own backyard. Like, yep, there is a theory of politics that I don't love, but it seems to be just the way the world works of you punish your enemies and you help your friends.
That's right. And at least he was honest in the interview. He said, hey, I've known the guy for his elementary school. Like, so he let it be known, and I think in another interview he said that they were lifelong friends.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, he's open about the direction of why he went in this direction. Like, he's kind of pretty much been open about it. Friends, the families are tied in together. The guys are from around here. The whole, you know, you got the whole, you know, of course they, you know, black men. That plays a part in it as well. You know, yeah, it's. Well, it's kind of part of the course, man.
Whoever is the current or the incoming attorney general, and I'd imagine a few other great offices out there, you should be watching the city of Montgomery like hawks.
That's right. That's right. Please do.
Because you're never going to hear me try to. I might speculate a little bit. I might get mad, call somebody a name, but I'm never going to accuse somebody of criminality unless you could actually back it up.
Yeah.
But my suspicion of all government, but especially more and more this city government under this mayor is like, yep, gang of thieves writ large.
Yeah.
And
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I've heard some things, man. I know a lot of people have about some investigations that may be on the horizon, and they probably need to be on the horizon if they're not.
Well, and I just had a thought that maybe I should or shouldn't share, but it's about the difference where I'm meditating on is the difference in like life and where people find themselves kind of planted in the earth. And definitely some people are dealt a better hand than others. And I saw they just opened up a new community center named the Pruitt.
What's this?
I saw the press release. Let me find this.
Wow.
Like
I know they just got done renovating like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah,
Sheridan Heights and Crump Center and
the Courtney Harmon Pruitt Community Center ribbon cutting ceremony, and of course named after Glenn Pruitt's daughter. And I look at stuff like that and I go, yeah, we got to help kids out, but honestly, when I'm seeing like that's what's really going to make the difference in the kid's life is the community center. I'm like, what do we?
Nah, man,
that kid's got to talk about being dealt a bad hand. Like this is your lifeline.
Yeah. That's it, man. We have elevated the community center above church, above the home, above everything else, man. It's just when it comes down to it, I cannot stand when candidates get out here on the campaign trail talking about community centers. It's like scraping a chalkboard.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
This Mr. Public Concerned Guy.
Okay. Hi. How are you?
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Just want to talk to that guy that's on the radio now.
You're on the radio now with that guy and another guy.
I must say, I believe in Stephen Reed. I think everybody needs a second chance. Come on now. You've been doing it for years.
You sound like a troll.
Everybody needs a second chance. Come on now. You've been doing it for years. Exactly. Come on, my brother. You know they've been doing it for years. Trump, bro. Everybody been doing it. Come on now.
Everybody just get on in the water. It's fine. If you can pull it off, just do it.
Yeah.
And again, it's almost like I anticipated this last week.
Man, he don't sound serious.
No,
can't be.
That sounded like a fake voice to me too.
Yeah.
It sounded a little. Well, I won't even say it.
Well, I mean, before we know it, we're gonna have a real deal caller gonna call in and be dead serious. So
272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing, and they're Cole Plumbing. They're ready to help you with any and all of your plumbing needs, especially if you have a big problem like a massive water leak or a gas line leak. They understand time is of the essence. You can get out and fix it. Also, without making a huge mess around your home by tearing out a bunch of drywall or digging up a huge hole or trench in your yard trying to find the leak. No, they can find it with precision and expertise, get the job done swift and very well. And of course, they can help you with things like a toilet that keeps running. You don't know how to fix the chain or anything like that. Maybe you got a drippy faucet or the garbage disposal stinks and it's not working very well. They can help you with that. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to, say, a tankless water heater system, or looking for things like a taller toilet. Like you're getting up there in age, the knees and hips don't work as well. Wouldn't it be nice to have a toilet you don't have to like hurt yourself getting on and off of?
I want to fall in.
Cole Plumbing can help you with all of that. You can always make an appointment online at coleplumbing.com, but I say save their number, especially if you have an emergency that crops up. 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Big news! Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital has a new name. But don't worry, everything you love is still the same. Now they're Pike Road Animal Hospital, still at 5148 Troy Highway. Still the same great team you've trusted for years. Same friendly faces, same expert care. just a new name, and still offering boarding, grooming, and doggy daycare. Pike Road Animal Hospital, formerly Phillips Dunn Animal Hospital. New name, same heart. Compassion you know, care that you trust.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 272-9228. I'm your host, Joey Clark. L. Milliner here in the studio. And where I'm at is with the mayor at this point is like, I don't hate Stephen Reed. It could be a heck of a lot worse than Stephen Reed, let me tell y'all. It could be. Do you agree?
Think so?
Yeah, oh yeah, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
This could be a fun disagreement here.
I don't know. It can be. What's worse than him?
I'll put it this way: when the Summer of Love, after George Floyd is killed, and all the riots are happening, all these changes to policing go down. Stephen didn't do the full bore what Black Lives Matter wanted. He did the 8 can't wait, which is like 8 policies for policing. I think like 4 or 5 of them had been already adopted for years and years and years. I'm using that example in that he will often do a sort of symbolic nod thing, and he won't go full bore left wing.
Yeah, because he definitely was like the defund the police bandwagon. He tried to do the citizen review board thing.
Yes.
So I guess you're talking about those things.
Yeah.
And now the defund police, I say he did that, right? I mean, we got like 200 officers.
Yeah, in a de facto way, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying there could be a much worse demagogue that plays into some of the worst instincts of the city than Mayor Reed. And also, that's just a general rule. Take the devil you know.
There you go. I mean, because right now, that's our, arch nemesis at the moment.
So it's at this point, I'm like, it could be worse, but I think what will change things is not talk. Maybe people in the city council can make a case for certain things to get better, but the only thing that really changes things is if somebody rises up and challenges him.
That's it.
And wins at the ballot box, because all the other municipalities had their elections this year, but we'll get our chance, I guess, next year here in Montgomery. And I'm looking for somebody to stand up and help organize and actually be a voice, prosecute the case against the current leadership, and paint a positive and vision for Montgomery. It's not like you have to recreate the wheel or everything. It's just more say, hey, you've been at this now for a while, since 2019. Where are the results? And, we do live in a corrupt world where it's all sorts of corrupt people. And I said this last week, that if you hire a fox to guard the hen house, people might forgive you that if a few hens go missing, as long as the eggs keep coming out of the hen house. But when folks go, where are all the eggs?
Yeah.
Then they're going to start paying attention to that fox that you
have to try to address it.
Right. And so some of this is results oriented. People will forgive a whole manner of sins as long as you deliver results.
That's fake.
But if you aren't delivering the results, then folks are going to start focusing even more on all the corrupt things you're up to and doing.
Yeah.
And follow the money, so to speak. But it's a back and forth. I go from being angry to being like these clowns to like, you know what? Here's what we need. We need somebody to actually challenge this guy in a robust way, in a well-funded way, and in a way that actually I think helps bring the city even more together, because I think
right.
there is a path for that. And well, we'll see.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Whoever that person is, come on out of the woodwork sooner than later. Don't wait till 20. I think they have an election in 2027.
Is it 7?
Yeah. Man, that's a lot of days, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a lot of days. It's like 1,000 days away.
Yeah, I don't know if I can wait that long. But anyway,
Yeah.
there are folks counting all the days of Trump being president, how many more he has left. So, I can tolerate a little more of a mayor I don't like.
Yeah, man.
But still,
I've been, man. It's like horrible to me, man, because I've just watched it deteriorate, just year after year after year. I mean, it's like every time we think we got something left in the city that we can say we still got downtown. All right, downtown is still viable, it's safe, and then there's like 3 homicides in a week. 12 people shot, and it's just like, really?
Yeah, we're not in the right direction.
Yeah, it keeps on bit by bit. We're having our city taken away from us, really.
Well, and what actually could be happening, especially like it's just a nod. It's one example of like the Watkins Jr. hire is Mayor Reed might be gearing up saying, you know what, Shamari Figures is the congressman for the time being. He'll probably be congressman as long as that district exists and as long as Shamari wants it. So I guess my lane is mayor, and I'm looking forward to being mayor of Montgomery, the capital city of Alabama, having a big old fight with Governor Tuberville. I think we're going to see a lot of that. And I think the feeling is going to be mutual about let's have some fireworks.
Yeah. That's going to be fireworks. If that was to happen,
I think that's where it's going.
I think Tuberville is coming in with a focus.
Yes.
I really do. I don't think he's just talking. I don't think he's just doing a talking point, just regular old rhetoric. I think he's dead serious. He wants to bring in the feds, National Guard, whatever the case. Like, I think he's willing to go all the way.
And if you're Mayor Reed and you're like advising him, it doesn't hurt you at all to have a big old public fight with Tommy Tuberville.
We're watching Memphis go through that right now, with between their mayor and Governor Lee and that whole situation. He was on news like I want to say about a month ago or whatever, talking about how great it is having the National Guard in there, and how the feds are coming in and helping them out and freeing them up to do other things in the city. And now here we are. He's like, oh, we're tired of them. They're bleeding us dry and this and that. Like, it's like almost like, man, the crime has gone down so much. They're like, man, we can't have this.
Yeah, it's hurting us. They're showing how bad of a job we're doing.
I was hearing gunshots. I don't hear a thing. This is crazy.
Anyway, final hour coming up, folks. Before I hit the top of the hour break, this part of the program, entire hour, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy a home or refinance your current home. And of course, that could be for all sorts of reasons. Maybe you're looking to get debt off your back. Maybe you're looking to bring down monthly overhead costs, especially as you head into retirement and you want that retirement to last. They can help you out there with a great refinance deal, or it could be you just want to reinvest in yourself or your family. And if you're looking to buy, maybe you've been on the bubble waiting for interest rates to start to come down, at least get the conversation started. You don't have to pull the trigger today, but it would be wise to actually get the conversation started with Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon over there at Alabama Home Mortgage. You can do that by calling them direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Hurricane Melissa is now pummeling Jamaica as a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane. That's the strongest ever to lash your island, at least ever since records began to be kept there back in the 1800s. Meanwhile, the wind's expected to be anywhere between 175 and 185 miles an hour. They expect 30 to 40 inches of rain. Of course, that's going to lead to coastal flooding. Also, a storm surge of up to 13 feet. Those are all dangerous. Power outages could ensue to about 240,000 homes. And then in the forecast, Cuba could get a dose of the storm tonight, and still in the path, the Bahamas and parts of Bermuda. Once again, Senate Democrats have blocked an effort by Republicans to reopen the government to get paychecks to 775,000 federal workers. The Democrats still insisting on $1.5 trillion in new spending. On Wall Street, the Dow is up about 300 points. This is SRN News.
Every time I turn around, my friends at Pure Talk give me one more reason to feel good about switching. This month, for instance, they're supporting Canines for Warriors, a terrific organization that trains rescue dogs and then pairs them up with combat veterans struggling with PTSD. The result? They're saving lives on both ends of the leash. This is why I switched to Pure Talk. I like being in business with an American wireless company who shares my values. Yeah, I appreciate unlimited talk, text, and plenty of 5G data for just $25 a month, and I bet you will too. But I think you'll really appreciate doing business with a company who gives back to the men and women who volunteered to defend our country. Just dial pound 250, say micro. With Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team, you can switch in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say micro, to switch to an American wireless company who actually stands for something.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We've got a mostly cloudy forecast for today with a high temperature in the upper 60s. That's a little bit below normal. But I think we are dry through the evening hours tonight if you have plans. The risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms beginning in the overnight hours late tonight and continuing first half of the day on Wednesday ahead of a cold front. Low tonight, 53. Wednesday's high only around 62. Then much cooler air for the last 2 days of the month. Sunshine returns with only near to 60 on Thursday. Then for Halloween, we start off at 40 in the morning. Daytime high 65. Sunshine Friday, then a clear, cold Friday night with a low temperature in the upper 30s by Saturday morning. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
1819 News.
1819 News has now obtained the list of books that the Alabama Public Library Service will be reviewing in order to determine future funding of the Fairhope Public Library. The state funds for that library were suspended earlier this year since the public library was found in violation of an APLS policy change on sexually explicit books in the children and teen section. There are 17 books that the Fairhope Library deemed to be appropriate for children and teens, but were then challenged by parents and community members. Those books include a story about a teenager experiencing a methamphetamine addiction. Another involves a guidebook on having teen sex. Other books are about self-harm, suicide, anorexia, sexual abuse, sex toys, drug and alcohol use, pornography, and rape. The APLS will be voting on future funding of Fairhope on November 20th after reviewing these books. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Brian Dawson here, CEO of 1819 News. I'm also the host of 1819 News, the podcast, and we'd love for you to join us by listening to our weekly show on all the top podcast apps, both in audio and video format. At 1819 News, the podcast, we are in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama. Every week, we're having important conversations with guests from across this great state, all with the goal of equipping Alabamians to be in pursuit of a free and flourishing Alabama with us. New episodes are released weekly. I hope you'll join us.
A Birmingham woman pleaded guilty to reckless manslaughter of her boyfriend's child. Tykeela Johnson was first charged with capital murder, but reached a plea deal that will have her serve a year and a half in prison and 3 years on probation by entering this manslaughter charge. 19-month-old Carmen Gaines was first hospitalized with injuries sustained from Johnson back in November of 2020. The child died at Children's of Alabama on December 10th. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. What is a smart way to buy a house in today's market? Now is a good time to buy since we now have a more balanced market than we've had in years. Here are the steps. First step, get pre-qualified with an experienced local lender. It costs you nothing to find out firsthand whether you can qualify for a home and how much that home loan will cost. Second step, hire a local realtor with lots of experience that can guide you, advise you, and be your advocate. We call those buyer agents. Third step, decide what your wants and needs have to be. Bedrooms, baths, floor plan, location, and school zones. Fourth, ask your realtor to line up homes that fit your price category and your location needs. Fifth, start actually looking inside these homes and see what is available and the cost of each property. For all of this information and step-by-step approach, call Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group at 221-2883 or 551-0225.
Need extra cash? Take 90 days to start paying it back. ASE Credit Union is here to help on your schedule. Whether you're tackling unexpected expenses, consolidating debt, or planning a big purchase, for a limited time, get an unsecured signature loan with no payments for 90 days. Use the funds however you need. Holiday shopping, vacations, medical expenses, or just peace of mind.
ASD Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASD.
Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm here with Joey Clark, Al Milliner from the Captain's Quarter Show here on the show.
We are here.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. Yeah, man, I'll just tell you straight up on air. There might be a day where I'm tired of doing this and like I just want to go home and make music and write and stuff. Like, you want to take this gig? Like, seriously.
Man, I wouldn't do half of the job that you do, man.
Well, I appreciate that.
Honestly.
But there are definitely days where I'm like, I'm getting tired of all y'all. I'm getting tired of it. And I mean Trump and everything, not just the mayor. Let's go to line one. You're on the air. Who's this?
Well, Joey.
Hey, James. How you doing?
I'm okay, man. I'm struggling with the fact that you're getting tired of this. But I mean, I guess on some level, I feel you.
Now, I was researching, are there any, can one be a good Christian being living in a hermetical way? And I came across John Chrysostom, one of the early church fathers in the East. And he was a hermit for a while, praying and very pious, but he almost died of starvation living in a cave. So he had to rejoin society. So anyway.
Well, there you go. Joey, I'm going to change gears here a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you mentioned Tuberville. As he put it on somebody's network, somebody's program a few weeks ago, he's bringing the cavalry.
Yeah.
When he comes into Montgomery. And so that's going to leave his Senate spot open. And yes. I'm sure you've heard these rumors, and maybe that's all they are. And I could be inaccurate. But my understanding is Paul Feinbaum is considering a run for the Senate. Is there any truth to that, or is that just stuff that people are throwing out there for people like me to get hooked on?
No, I think there is actual interest in it. Yeah. And the rumor mill says Paul himself has said he's running. And now I'll believe it when I see the announcement. It is just, I'll still put it in the category of rumor, but it's not just to get a rise out of us by any means.
Well, let me ask you this question. I mean, he's, in my mind, and of course we know how dangerous that is, but in my mind, the man is like a miniature globalist, a Democrat. And I mean, I know we elected that, I can't even think of the man's name.
Doug Jones?
Yeah, you go. We elected him as a senator. And of course, I'm not sure if we actually elected him or if that was one of those stolen ballot boxes. But as a Democrat, and of course, I'm not sure if he's declared or not, but can the man be elected? I mean, I know Coach Tuberville ran on the Republican side and won, and as Paul Feinbaum told me one day, there are those who think Tuberville is these are his words, as close as I can get, a lead pipe lock for governor in this state.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that enough people even know who Paul Feinbaum is outside of the football maniacs to elect him as a senator.
But you can't. The amount of money that name ID is worth is unreal, and I would put it in the category, especially if Feinbaum has come out fairly recently and said he's a registered Republican, and that he likes what Trump's doing. I would put him in the same categories like a Dr. Oz, like sort of a mini celebrity with great name ID who'll essentially do what Trump wants him to do. Throw AJ McCarron into that, even as a young man. We could end up with, Coach Tuberville, AJ McCarron as lieutenant governor, and Paul Feinbaum as our senator. And I think it's a testimony to the power of the football fanatics, as you said it.
Okay, and what you're telling me is Feinbaum has come out recently as a Republican, even though when you listen to him on the radio, he'd throw or was throwing Trump under the bus, or not necessarily with it cranked up, okay? But when all that mess was going on 5 years ago, he was not, in other words, he was in the corner of the mess.
Yeah, and he might have had a change of heart, but what he got in trouble with ESPN, he recently came out and said that he voted for Trump in the last election, and ESPN tells us not to discuss stuff like that. And he said he started speaking up after the Charlie Kirk assassination.
I see. Well, obviously, I am not one of those who listen to him 4 hours a day, 5 days a week.
Well, and he pissed off ESPN so fierce that ESPN pulled some of his shows. I mean, and I think from the grapevine, it's an actual serious consideration he's going under.
Okay, well, he's recently moved back to Alabama, and that may be part of it. That, and then he probably doesn't want to work till he's 90, like someone that just recently retired. Not being critical of those who can work till they're 90. You're not planning on doing that, are you, Joey?
No, let's hope not. But can I ask you a Bible question real quick?
I'm not sure that I'll have an answer, but go for it.
Oh, no, it's more just a general approach. Like I was like, let me just read this New Testament straight up. I actually started with the book of Isaiah, but then I'm like, let me jump into the New Testament, read the Gospels, just finish 1 Corinthians. I'm going to continue on. But would it screw up that flow if I went back and read what you constantly bring up, Habakkuk?
Well, here's what I'll share with you, Joe. That word that you threw in there is probably not one for biblical conversation, but your minor prophets they're considered that because of no more link than there is in the word from the minor prophets. That's why they're called minor. But those minor prophets are as rich in what they have to offer. We're talking the Word of God here, so. There's a lot of bang for the buck to throw out a colloquialism, a secular phrase.
I'll just be blunt. It's like, I don't know if I can just do another Pauline epistle because they're great, but they're dense. And it's a lot of dense theology. Maybe I can read a great story from one of the minor prophets.
Well, and two, now, if we're going back New Testament here, James is a very good read. That's one that I need to practice more. In other words, controlling my tongue, which is something that I have a problem with.
Oh.
That's why I call you, Joey.
We all,
we all got some issue that way.
Oh, and now tell me this before you kick me off of here. Are you having any luck with those twins? Because, I'm getting close to the bottom of my barrel, and, I'm looking for one with some money enough to take care of me the way I'm accustomed to being taken care of.
No, I've been in my hermitage, and so I hadn't met anybody. Just certainly not twins. I'll let you know though. I'm coming around to the idea. So
okay, well, hey, I'm thinking a double ceremony would be good.
Don't push
I'll even shave.
Well, I appreciate it, James. Appreciate the
Joey.
call.
I appreciate you, brother. Have a good one.
Yeah, he's been trying to say find twins, and I'll find him one. I'll have one. And
Hey.
Nothing wrong with that, I suppose.
2-for-1 situation.
Yeah, I don't know. The twins are a whole other ball game, man. Especially two women who are, twin sisters. Women are already intuitive enough.
Yeah.
Twins add an extra something to it.
Man, they'll be knowing your every thought, move.
Mm-hmm. And the other one, and they play tricks on you and stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen the videos. They play tricks.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this? Hello, anybody there?
Is Flower Child's here? Are you talking to me?
Hey, Flower Child, how you doing?
Okay, I'm sorry I had to turn you down. I had GPS directions going. Hey, were you talking about Memphis and the takeover?
Yeah, Elle brought it up a little earlier.
Yeah.
I was watching Kudlow yesterday, and they interviewed Senator Marsha Blackburn,
mm-hmm.
and she gave they went over the gun statistics and all that stuff. But what was amazing was they found 83 children.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, they sure did. They found them prostitution rings and all type of they be doing some real good work. And for whatever reason, the mayor wants to end it.
Well, I didn't know they didn't come out and say what it was, but I'm glad you confirmed my thoughts. That's probably what they were doing. Besides the guns and the felons and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
83 children just in Memphis, Tennessee, prostitution.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Yep, and that's just in Memphis,
right?
Yeah,
and I do wonder how much goes on here given our 65-85 interchange.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, so they're doing good work, and everybody should get behind them to get rid of that riffraff and that underbelly life.
That's right. I saw a video of somebody that lives in Memphis talking about how safe she felt going outside and all the time of day. She never felt this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be a great feeling, and for your local government to want to get rid of that is just I don't know, man.
At a certain point, somebody got in his ear because initially he was on
board. He was
Yeah.
on board initially, and then I saw a video, a press conference about a week ago, and he's up there with all these different local activists and whatnot, and they're just talking about how they're trying to sue and how they want to get rid of the feds out of the city. Like they're bleeding them dry and all. I'm like, really? Wow.
Well, if you want to go live in a third world country, go move there. We don't want that in America.
You're here. Well, I appreciate you, Flower Child.
Thank you.
Yeah, and y'all know my suggestion, Mayor, we was invite Trump in. And you can still be a Democrat and say, bring your healthcare dollars, bring your education dollars when you bring the National Guard. You can do these sort of creative things that nobody expects. Now, again, usually creative things that nobody expects don't get done because nobody really wants to rock the boat.
Yeah.
And be called a traitor and all sorts of other things like that. But that's what I think I need. And that's, I was talking to you off air. It's like, I am the type of guy, when I look at the shift and change in Montgomery, of when the schools where the name changes happen, people upset, especially folks like my parents went to Jeff Davis. But I talked to my dad about it. He doesn't care. He doesn't live here anymore. He's like, and I still got my Letterman jacket, and I see my old reunion class at a different point, but whatever. But I know there are some folks who went to Lee, who went to Lanier, who went to Jeff Davis, and they were upset with the name change. And my reaction to that is like, well, y'all moved.
Yeah.
And these folks are now the majority, and they don't like those names.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I can't blame a person in that regard. Like, maybe we could have a nuanced discussion about history and how they're heroes, even when people that you don't suspect. But like, okay, so change the name. You change the name to what? Fred Gray Street or Parkway or something like that.
Yep.
And you pay the fines that the state has, put on you because you're changing historic things. And I'm like, yeah, that's what they're going to do. I don't have issues with a lot of the symbolic stuff, even where I might critique it. Like, I really do think it's like, gum, how long are we going to have Black Lives Matter right there around the frickin' fountain?
Yeah.
Especially like right after, just a block away, you got some Black Lives Dead, no longer living.
Mm-hmm.
You got a guy who was throat punched and sodomized right down there.
Yeah.
And also, to me, it's not so much the slogan, it's this reminds me of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way for the city to still be Montgomery under new leader, the new Montgomery, as the mayor says.
Yeah.
Without this sort of, I think it's worn out. It's old. We are now 5 years later. I think a lot of folks have a bad taste in their mouth from a lot of that event. Even folks that supported Black Lives Matter. There's a lot of corruption that was there. And what got done? What, body cameras? I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, I guess so. But all that's done is just prove prove that
a lot of the police
where the
right.
problem lies.
Yeah.
It's not on the police.
Right. That big old woman was charging me with a knife. And actually that's what the camera showed.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'm just frustrated.
Yeah, it's the identity of a city is very important. The way that you brand your city is very important. And I do understand as the city has gotten had a cultural change that certain names of schools and streets and stuff like that, people want to change it. I just think that the reasons why they want to change it, I think that's kind of the issue, because it shouldn't be a thing where we go from things are so-called because before I think it was pretty much in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had Robert E. Lee High School, you had Jeff Davis, but you also had Sidney Lanier.
And Carver,
Carver, George Washington, Carver. You got elementary, high school as well. So it's like now we want to go into the direction of like Percy Julian, or not Percy Julian, Jag. Everybody that is named after it's always liberal people.
Yep.
Like not only are people, more so, black individuals, but it's more the ideology that they bring. Because the guy who Jack's named after, the G is Gates. That's a white guy, but he was big in the civil rights movement and stuff. So it's always these like liberal-minded people that they want to kowtow to.
Yes.
And if we're about diversity, if we're really about inclusion, right? If we're really about branding our city to be inclusive of all different ideas and all shades of people, then why not have schools that are named after people who are not only Democrat type people or liberal minded people? Why we're only when they say inclusive, what they're really not being inclusive. They're being exclusive of certain individuals.
Well, and I've been saying this to the mayor since he got elected. Like, can't we again do something creative where somebody comes to Montgomery, it still respects Montgomery's history, but it doesn't immediately make you think liberal or conservative.
Yeah.
Doesn't immediately make you think of politics. It makes you think of other things, the deeper things in life and the unique character and quality of the city. And sometimes I think a lot of it is just it is a reaction to the reaction to the reaction. It's just everybody's reactionary now. And I'm like, can't we just like punch a higher floor and get out of this constant back and forth? Though honestly, I've heard for a while that that a big problem with Montgomery is white flight. Like a lot of people moved out and stuff and went to the private schools and stuff. Catholic, I think, was started in the late 1800s. It was before all that. But I'm like, maybe they got a point. So what if like you could help me and I'll do this. We'll try to find some like financial backers. Let's create a statewide campaign. Let's even dream big, nationwide campaign. But especially you white folks that did your white flight and left Montgomery, move back. Come on back. Let's build a beautiful Montgomery together, all unified.
Yeah, we need it.
But I got a feeling there would be folks that would not be too happy with that. It would be called what? Gentrification.
Yeah. Look, either way you go, it's going to be a problem, right? And most of the time, let's be honest. Most of the time, the blame is always going to be to the white people.
Yeah.
They're leaving, that's a problem. If they come in, it's a problem. You know, and that's really what it comes down to.
You're quiet. You were silent.
Yeah.
Oh no, you spoke up to it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter because what did Mary want to do? He said it's not the old Montgomery anymore. It's the new Montgomery, right? And everything that he has done has perpetuated the idea that the new Montgomery is a blacker Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
And with that comes the whole cultural change of schools being changed, streets being renamed, BLM on the water fountain, et cetera, et cetera. Like it's just everything has pushed in that direction. Yeah. And I even saw, was it a news conference he did or something? I heard somebody say something about how important it was his podcast. Okay. That's what it was. He was on his podcast, his recent show, and they were talking about HBCU weekend and how great it was for black people to have something that went pretty smooth for the most part until it didn't go smooth.
Yeah, right. And that one thing. It's kind of like Dr. Donald Watkins Jr. He's great. He's very qualified. But that one thing,
Yeah, but the one thing, it's always that one thing.
Why are you gonna bring up the one thing?
Yeah.
We're having a good time.
It's just focus on black though. Like, imagine white people saying, man, we had this white event, man. Oh man, it was great. It was white people everywhere. Everybody's peaceful, and they would get destroyed in the media, right? But you can say black all day long and how great it was and kumbaya and all this, and we're supposed to celebrate it.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is you celebrate it more because if something doesn't go wrong, right? Like the Magic City Classic, they had was it Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
It was a huge fight that broke out.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. The one of the ladies, politicians up there, state representative.
Was it Wonderland Gavan?
Yeah. Wonderland Gavan. Yeah, she made a video about it, talking about she was there. She got knocked down and all kind of things. So yeah. When's the last time we saw that at Auburn?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. Alabama, Troy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see a few drunks getting into it here or there, but it's kind of like,
She said it was an all-out brawl. She said it was like different sides fighting. I mean,
well, by the way, I wouldn't want to mess with Wonderland Gavan. Don't get on her bad side, folks. I do need to apologize to her. I said that sometimes she's wearing makeup on the house floor that would make Tallulah Bankhead call it, camp. Like, goodness gracious. But no, actually, I appreciate her stance against the mayor up there in Birmingham and just calling out like common sense stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's where I guess I'm frustrated is on two fronts. It's like, do the common sense practical things and get them done, and everybody will pretty much love it.
Yeah.
But then number two, if you are going to do the symbolic things in the change, which is warranted, why does it always seem like it's cookie cutter? Like we're copying, like every black majority city in America must have Black Lives Matter like boulevard.
Yeah.
Like, why can't Baltimore and Chicago and Washington, D.C. and Montgomery, Alabama, and Birmingham, Alabama, and Atlanta all be a little more unique in their delivery? And I would say the ones that are doing the best are when they do the unique things, not the what the national propaganda happens to be at a given year.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so the sky's the limit. It's like you come up with all sorts of things that would surprise people and be creative and drive tourism and all this stuff. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were good. It was a good idea for the Whitewater place. I just think it's 20 years too late.
Yeah, I wouldn't have voted for it initially.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think it would have worked in 2003, 2004. I think it would have worked. But 2021 and 22, no, it's too late. At this point, and I think we're seeing that.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. I think we've beaten this horse to death for today, but we've got more we can discuss.
Oh, trust me, there will be more news coming out very soon.
Oh, really?
And I mean, it's always something, right?
Oh, of course.
I mean, it's like every week. It's something.
It just sounded like you knew something. I don't.
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't know nothing. I didn't do nothing. I ain't see nothing.
Okay. This part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings. And again, they're Dylan Rings. They are a full-service jewelry shop. November the 6th, they have their Ladies' Night coming up. It's a great event. First 50 ladies get a free swag bag. They have all sorts of special deals that evening. You can be put into a drawing to win a $2,000 sapphire and diamond ring. Wow. That's pretty incredible. They'll often have a great food spread, like finger foods, hors d'oeuvres out there to really enjoy yourself, as well as some bubbly to sip down and drink. And you can still wear your denim and kind of be casual as you're enjoying this fine evening. But maybe you can't wait till November the 6th and ladies' night out. You got to get by there right now. You got something that needs to be repaired or something you want to get cleaned up, go through a spa treatment. Could be you want to buy some jewelry for a special event coming up, whether it's high-end or everyday jewelry. Still looks great, but doesn't break the heart if you break it, or it doesn't break the bank when you buy it. And, of course, they can do things like appraisals, buy old jewelry off you, and don't forget the custom design work done by Josh Ryder, the man himself. Eddie and I have been flirting with the idea. We're going to go get Funky Fresh medallions and be able to wear those. Like, when we go take back downtown, like, just live it up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, we'll come with some, it'll be a J and an E, like something simple.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That's laid out.
Right. Or it could be, you know, poignant. It could be you want a cross necklace, or you want to combine two old pieces of jewelry you inherited into something that you can actually wear. Josh, just try him. Josh Ryder is incredible at what he does. Y'all get by there today. 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell him that Joey, that fella on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
This is David Ernest from the Health and Wealth Show, and if you can hear this, we want to come see you.
You heard right!
David Ernest and the crew from the Health and Wealth Show want to come to your town just to say hello. All you have to do is let them know who you are and where you are. It's as simple as that.
It can't be that simple.
Oh, yes, it is.
What do we have to do?
Write your name on the back of a $20 bill. Then, sorry, that's the wrong offer. If you would like David Ernest and the crew from the Health and Wealth Show to come visit you, call toll-free 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE. Tell us your name. Tell us where you are. Tell us your phone number. And maybe we'll come see you. If that method is not to your liking, get on Facebook. Go to Ernest Financial, Montgomery, Alabama. Click on the page. Then click on the pinned post at the top, and there's all the information you need. David Ernest wants to come see you. Brought to you by Ernest Financial, LLC, serving the community for over 40 years.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun. ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors, your ride to freedom starts here.
CBS Tonight is NCIS Night with new seasons of NCIS, NCIS Origins, and NCIS Sydney.
Possible abduction of the Marines. We need to move.
Is anybody who's a potential target? We're going to do what we do, and we're going to figure out answers.
Whatever they're planning, it's going down here.
NCIS! New night, new missions.
It's a night you've never seen.
Everything you want.
NCIS, tonight at 7 p.m. on WAKA.
Hi, this is Carol Kennedy with Camo Country, and we've been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for many years, and we appreciate Blue Water Broadcasting helping promote Camo Country.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you got a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. If you have evening plans tonight, I think we're going to be dry but cloudy. Our next rainfall opportunity begins in the overnight hours late tonight with scattered showers and thunderstorms, including first half of the day on Wednesday. Low tonight 53, Wednesday's high only around 62. Much cooler air late week Thursday and Friday, the last 2 days of the month. Sunshine near 60 on Thursday. We'll be down near 40 on Halloween morning at dawn. Friday's high 65 with sunshine, then a clear, cold Friday night with the overnight low temperature in the upper 30s. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. El Milliner here in the studio, isn't he?
You out here, man. Hey, yeah. Time go by fast.
It does fly by. Wow. It flies by real fast. Now, story away from Montgomery, but kind of a sign of the times I worry about. This is what I mean. They could be worse than Mayor Reed.
Okay.
Like, look at Mondami in New York City.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at what they've done in California. In particular, with loosening up certain laws. Let me actually find the clip and let a person present this and what's going on. But now even the New York Times has picked up on this. The headline is Sharp Edges. Kids recruited from foster care are for sale at LA sex trafficking corridor called, quote unquote, the Blade. And cops are powerless to stop it. Young girls recruited from foster care are for sale. And so why are they? You would think this is like the one thing everybody could agree on. Like,
yeah.
Well, here's a little bit of a report, a breakdown, passed by a guy I think a state representative out there in California named Mr. Weiner.
Oh man, I know you're not gonna bring up the thing with the age limit. I mean, the age difference.
Here we go.
It's one of the most notorious sex trafficking corridors in the United States, known as the Blade.
By the way, this is the New York Times own report.
It's about a 50-block stretch. There are churches and schools, but there are also girls as young as 11 forced to solicit customers for sex. I've been following this story for more than 2.5 years. I interviewed the mayor of Los Angeles. I interviewed the city attorney. No one has been able to uproot this issue. The 77th Street Division of the Los Angeles Police Department is responsible for the northern half of the Blade. The Vice Unit has identified hundreds of suspected traffickers. But even when officers are confident, they need to collect enormous amounts of evidence in order to arrest them and then prosecute them in court. They often rely on rescuing these juvenile girls, in part to help them escape, but also to gather intelligence about their traffickers.
Today we'll be doing a juvenile CSEC minor rescue operation starting at 1900.
The plan for tonight is to go out with undercover operators who are going to try to pose as customers.
Anyone that is youthful in appearance and is confirmed to be a street walking prostitute will be detained pending a human trafficking investigation and brought back here.
On this particular street in Los Angeles, prostitution has always been a problem. But it's in recent years that child sex trafficking has become a bigger issue. It began during the pandemic. Lots of children were out of school. They were spending more time online on social media, which is where a lot of sex traffickers recruit children.
And after 2020, you see such an influx of women. It's a lot of money out here. These gang members notice that. If you have one girl, you can easily make $1,200 a day, easily. And the females are very reluctant to turn them in.
But as this crisis has grown, the officers say that the resources to fight it have not kept up. LAPD's Central Human Trafficking Unit has been disbanded, which means vice units like the one at 77th Street Division are having to carve out the time for this on their own.
Yeah, and we're going to keep going with this, going like, why can't you stop this? Why has it gotten worse? Well, it was a new law, SB 357, passed in 2023, bars law enforcement from approaching an underage victim based on how she's dressed. So you're profiling.
Mm-hmm.
My 11-year-old, my 12-year-old is allowed to wear that mini skirt where you can see everything. So this is what I mean. It could be much worse when you start seeing like these truly hands-off policing kind of, let's not judge everybody. As I played a old school hardcore Catholic, a preacher from music at Fulton Sheen, who said, we've entered into an era, he was saying this, in the 50s and 60s. We've entered into an era of false compassion where we have more compassion for the mugger than the mugged, for the rapist than the raped.
Yeah.
And I think it leads to stuff like this where you're trying to, free, let's not crack down on people and their lifestyles, and how many young children are now chewed up and spit out.
And it just exacerbates the issue. It makes it 100 times worse.
And it's like this learned, and it's a very, I think, progressive liberal thing. In the name of human rights, we're going to let a lot of people's human rights go by the wayside because we don't want to be too heavy-handed because we'd be violating human rights. But there you go. How many more people are going to be victimized?
But you're allowing them to violate other people's human rights.
Right. And it's like a learned helplessness. We can't, more hugs, more mediation. But
that guy, that Wiener guy, he, if I'm not mistaken, he sponsored another bill that they passed 2019, 2020 or something like that, where as long as an adult can have relations with a minor within 10 years of age of that person. God. So let's say the guy is 24 and he's with a 14-year-old boy, girl, whatever the case, there's no issue because they said the 14-year-old can consent.
Yeah, right.
I want to say that is a thing too, that he got into law.
Here, let's finish up with this this breakdown report.
5 years ago, uniformed officers could have pulled up to a corner and apprehended a whole group of girls who were dressed in lingerie, hoping to recover minors among them. But a 2022
Senate Bill 357
repealed that law.
Which repeals provisions of the law that criminalize loitering with the intent to engage in sex work. You can't arrest somebody for how they look. You need to actually catch them in that act.
Now officers have to pursue girls one at a time. That requires methodical undercover operations. One of the undercover officers identified a juvenile on social media who's planning to meet up with him for sex. They're hoping to arrange a pickup for that girl.
They have a possible juvenile detained. She's agreed to meet them at this corner, at this intersection. She told him how she's going to be dressed, and sure enough, they see her walking up, matching the description, and it turns out she's 14.
The girl is temporarily handcuffed, but she's not being arrested. This is what the squad calls a juvie rescue operation.
They're going to call Children's Services, and she'll be taken to get medically screened, and then placement for her. And they're going to make contact with the parents. She's very young. Hopefully we caught her soon enough.
When juvenile girls are brought into the station, they're not booked for the crime of prostitution. The vast majority of these girls are coming from the foster care system. Traffickers are able to lure them in with love and affection. Then over time, they start to rely on violence and manipulation to keep them from leaving. The DA's office has begun prosecuting more traffickers, but the reality is that 3 out of 4 girls who are rescued from the blade tend to go back to their trafficker.
And that's just, I mean, it's demonic is what it is.
Yeah, and this is a cycle.
It's crazy.
I mean, that's the one of the saddest things to see is like little girls and even little boys like get caught up in that type of lifestyle.
Yeah, and it's to just reiterate, it's California Senator Scott Wiener's Senate bill signed into law by Gavin Newsom. And I think you're right that Wiener's the same guy that was trying to give a much larger like age gap, because I think there are laws that do exist. Say you're 19 and you sleep with a 17-year-old. It's not quite as I don't know the exact law,
right? And I'm going to say that the reason why he was bringing that law up was because it was really more to target the LGBT, right? Because you know, it's a big thing out there in California, and they're not wanting to target, or they don't want to arrest these gay men or whatever the case that are having relations with these little boys.
Yeah.
But so they did a 10-year gap.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just this is what I mean when I say it could be a lot worse. Look at the blue states with blue cities. And honestly, I think what's happening there is these places were built by brilliant capitalists. There's so much wealth in places in California, including New York City, like what the finance capital of the world, to where you can get away with a lot of this stuff. Like in the sense that you can kind of afford the cost, but you continue to see like this sinking in quality of life and just in like efficacy of basic law enforcement on things that should make anybody with a properly formed conscience scream inside that this is wrong and this is evil. And even like the folks reporting on this, like who are, I presume, more liberal. It's kind of this, well, and we tried this and we tried that. And it's just so sad that this is, it's like, where's the outrage?
Yeah.
Why is this even started in the first place? How did it get this far?
That's right. That's a, man, I don't know, man. It's just, you would think it's just so easy just to deal with this. It can't be that hard. It really can't be that hard, but you know, you have to want to do it first, though. You have to want to fix it.
But I mean, you gotta, like, you see a 12-year-old in lingerie on the street, you can't do anything about that.
Yeah, and they're like, because you know, it's their human right to, you know, dress like that. You don't know how old she is, you know.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hello, this is Clark.
Hey, Clark, how you doing?
Pretty good. I have a question.
Okay.
If you can be bought, if you can be sold, if you can be transported against your will from where you are to somewhere else, if you can be forced to do things you don't want to do, if you can be beaten because you don't do those things, how are you not a slave? And why will we not call it slavery?
It is slavery.
Why won't we call it that? Is that because we'd have to do something about it if we called it that? Or would it diminish the leverage they have with slavery that did exist?
I don't know. You're right. People do rely on the trafficking term and kind of the legal terms, but yes, this is sex slavery.
What it would do in America, it would if we called it slavery, it would straight up diminish the meaning of it, right? Because it's always been chattel slavery in America. So now we're going into the history of slavery in America. That's why they don't want to use that word, in my opinion. So they go with the trafficking and
in their game with the trafficking and call it what it is, and maybe we'd be more likely to do something about it rather than just give it lip service.
Indeed. Well, and you have a lot of big publications focusing on this. I think it's just, again, it's insane that it even got this far. And because it got this far, I don't have a heck of a lot of hope for places like Los Angeles. My God, man. City of Angels, how cruelly ironic.
And they've got the Olympics coming out there too.
Yeah.
Like in a couple years, I think.
Yeah. Good luck. Appreciate it, Clark.
Take care.
You too.
All right, you too.
Got to hit this last break. Hopefully we'll have Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet on the other side.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's cleaning service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Well, I'm okay, but I'm headed to the dentist, so how good can that be?
Oh, good luck.
Well, they fuss at me because they say I never floss enough, but I'm not spending 10 minutes in the bathroom every day.
Well, not doing that.
No, it's just a waste of time. I mean, I'm paying good money for them to clean my teeth. Why are they going to fuss at me? It'd be like you hire me to replace your floors, and all I do is fuss about how much furniture you have. You don't want to hear that.
No, you don't want to do that at all.
No, but she is really cute too, Dr. Tatum, and Dr. Tatum and Walker, and her dad's like 85, 90 years old. I love Dr. Tatum, but I give him a hard time every time I go in there. You know how they have that thing in your mouth open, and you're like laying there, and all the lights are in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Reach up and grab your dentist by the head and pull him towards you.
You tried that, huh?
Oh, it's awesome. You ain't never seen somebody move in a chair so fast in all your life. And the poor little girls that are helping this, they just think it's hilarious. And then one time I went in there, and he came in, I was sitting there shirtless. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "It's thirsty." He said, "What do you mean thirsty?" I said, "Shirtless thirsty. You don't wear shirts on thirsty. Take your shirt off, Doc." He hates to see me coming.
Live a little.
You got to live a little when you go to the dentist office. But hey, look, if y'all need a floor, we will not treat you like the dentist. It's going to be a fun experience all the way around, from picking it out to when you come home, it's done. You've been at work all day. You come home, brand new floor. House smells like carpet or LVP. It is a fun experience. Call us at 285-8117, and on Thursdays we will have our search on.
Again, that's
Dad won't let me do. He won't let me do it.
Okay. Well, 285-8117 again. That's the number, folks. And when you call them up at 285-8117, be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles on the radio talking about how much he loves his dentist.
He is great. Doc Cave's great. I gotta say, he's wonderful. So I'm gonna have really clean teeth in the morning. So we'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Appreciate you, Ray.
Take care.
Now, this time did fly by. Did we learn anything today? Or
man, I learned that it can get worse than read.
Oh, it can.
Yeah,
it can.
Huh.
Yeah, and this is where I think, like I was telling you off air, I think there are a lot of people for a lot of years that want me to just crap all over him from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
And my read on the man, on Stephen, the man, is he is a much more complex figure than the politics would suggest. Mm-hmm. I think he's screwing up. I think, especially now that we're 5-6 years into his tenure Yeah, that's a big issue. His leadership is lacking, I think, in many ways. But also, I find when I look around the country, especially at blue cities and blue states, I'm like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and maybe some of the stuff he tried to do, and we just said no.
With the NDO. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Or what was that, like a human rights board or council, where instead of actually going to court with a lawsuit, somebody would be like, I'm trans, and they discriminated against me in that restaurant over there, and that board would be empowered to adjudicate that. And I'm like, no.
Ridiculous.
No.
What are we doing?
No, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I maintain that. I know some folks look at me odd, but I'm like, no, it could be worse, but also it could be much, much better.
Yeah, so much better, man. So much better. I always tell people, man, we could be Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that mayor, man. Mayor just got indicted. So,
or God forbid, we better not lose Maxwell Air Force Base, because what happened to Selma after they lost some of their military assets?
Hey, Montgomery's nothing but Selma Senior. You know, and Selma's Montgomery Jr. So
yeah,
we're very similar in a lot of ways. But yeah,
and I'm just seeing a headline here: Tuberville open to Trump third term. Don't ever close the book on President Trump. My God, man, Steve Bannon's been throwing that out there. I like that Trump goes
King Trump.
I love that Trump gets to play a guy going, I don't know, but JD and Ruby, if they made a team, it'd be great.
Yeah.
It's just keeping everybody on their toes. Like, what are these crazy? What's this fascist doing? And it's like, y'all keep calling him that and watch him keep running circles around you.
There you go.
I always appreciate you stopping by. Let's definitely do this again. El Milliner has been our guest, folks. And for folks who want to check you out online and what you're up to.
Yeah, man, check me out on Facebook and YouTube. El Milliner, EL space MILLINER. All right, I host the Captain's Quarter Show, where I give y'all my straightforward, honest commentary on news, politics, and hot topics dealing with Montgomery and the state of Alabama.
Well, appreciate you as always.
Thank you for having me on here, man. As usual, man. I appreciate you.
Of course, and happy hour with Greg Budell and Pamela. I like that hair. Seriously, it looks great. They're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.